I'm your host, Bill Singh.
There's Alan Kaplan and Pedro Rodriguez.
I don't know what happened, guys.
I don't know. Where's Alan?
I thought Pedro was going next, so he actually ended up speaking for me. So thank you, Pedro.
Oh, man. So what's up, fellas?
Nothing much, man. Just trying to get it together. Trying to figure out this whole internet thing, this whole chat thing, and doing a video podcast instead of a podcast.
And I'm actually out in San Rafael, waiting to start a new job. Staying in a temporary dump where my roommates are a colony of ants. Other than that, everything's good.
I mean, come on, ants.
Ants.
If that's the least of your problems.
I hate bugs. I hate bugs of all manners, sizes, shapes, and sexes.
No, insects really bother me, but ants, as long as I don't look at them too closely, I could deal with it. And I think it has to do with Ant-Man. And I gotta say, I gotta really, really commend the people who designed the ants on Ant-Man, because they were adorable and not disgusting like that movie, like the 1950s or 60s movie Them.
Well, they at least look better than the actual toys did, that's for sure.
Were there toys?
Legs that didn't work. Ants that couldn't stand.
There were toys?
You know, they did Anthony, and they did it with ball-socketed legs, which is a really cool idea, except that it had absolutely no friction, so it couldn't hold itself up. They would pop out. It couldn't stand. It was, it actually looked cool, but it came with a 3 3/4-inch Ant-Man, but he could barely sit on it, and the ant is completely useless. You basically have to just tie it up with wire, hang it up from the ceiling, and not even attach Ant-Man. So why would you want it?
Yeah, I think Pixel Dan showed it. I think Pixel Dan showed it on his shelf, and next to everything else, it was literally just hanging limp on its side.
Oh, everybody killed it. Pixel Dan, Anthony's Customs, Shartimus Prime, they all killed it. Glenn Webb, they all killed it.
That was the Legends one? The Legends they released?
No, that was that's the Marvel Infinite, what used to be the Marvel Universe. I hate the way these companies just take the names and reuse them. But basically, it was part of the 3 3/4-inch Marvel line.
Yeah.
And they only produced this one figure for the movie. Only this one figure, and with Anthony, okay, with the ant with the wings. So everybody was excited. It was like mad cool. Because even if you're a Legends collector, it works because he shrinks.
Yeah, true.
And you could say that he not only shrink, but you could say that he made Anthony into a giant bug, so it works. But the figure is such fail.
The movie wasn't.
No, the movie was I'm surprised a lot of people didn't like it as much as I did or you did, Bill. I don't know about you, Alan.
No, I liked it quite a bit. I thought it was a lot. I thought it was like very much in the vein of Guardians of the Galaxy, where it was a C-rated character that was very unexpected, and I thought the movie was very, very good. I don't understand why people had a problem with it, but I thought it was a unique storytelling, and I mean, he's going to show up again in the Avengers. He's going to show up again in Captain America: Civil War, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. So I had no issues with it at all.
Yeah, and what's funny is that the people that had, and it's not people really didn't have issues, but a lot of people found it very blah, or found that the comedy with the Mexican-American sidekick was over the top. Or
I love him. I
thought he was great. I thought it was different. To me, I go one step further. I thought it was in the vein and as good. Okay, not as monumental, not as epic, not as It was Iron Man 1 good for me. I'm not saying that it redefines the superhero genre like the Iron Man 1 did, but it was really cool. It had a great formula, and it had a great formula that just worked really well.
I didn't expect it to be that good. Well, not that I didn't expect it to be good. I didn't know what to expect. Paul Rudd, I love him. I was like, Ant-Man, does he work? And he nailed it. I mean, he nailed it clean.
Yeah, I have to say, I thought he was. I liked him. I wasn't too worried about him. I was worried about how they were going to integrate I was more interested in how they were going to integrate Hank Pym, Scott Lang. How was Michael Douglas going to work as the mentor? And they blew it up. They hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So talk to me about Star Wars, guys. I know you. I
Well,
finally saw it in the theater today. I had seen the bootleg earlier.
oh, that makes sense. Oh my God, today.
is it safe to talk Star Wars at this point? I mean, it's been out for about a month.
Yes.
I guess we could.
Okay. When it
Oh,
breaks
guys.
every domestic record, I would say it's safe.
Yeah, Han dies, people. Han dies.
I mean, my biggest issue, and I think I've mentioned this before to many people, and it's funny because I spoke with people who I know from Lucasfilm and from Disney who agreed with this way, way back when they first read the script. The biggest problem for me is that this thing was a cookie-cutter carbon copy of Episode 4 of New Hope. It was basically every single story beat was exactly copied from New Hope. And to show you that I am not crazy, I thought this originally. I met up with a couple buddies, like I said, who were lucky enough to read the original script when it first came out for the purposes of book publishing, and they said that at the time they read it, at the very beginning, they thought the exact same thing. They thought, this is New Hope. We're reading New Hope.
I'm seriously.
But that, I mean,
seriously, you don't really. It's so obvious. They weren't even trying to hide it. And that was the one disappointing thing for me, because it didn't have, it copied the story, but it didn't copy the exhilaration, the excitement of the ending of A New Hope.
right.
But I love the movie.
I thought the movie was good. I mean, I felt like it was a little rushed and, a little too much, of the previous storylines. But other than that, I thought it was good, man. I love Poe. I love Finn. I love Rey. I mean, the characters are great. It's a whole new set of characters to take in and love. You know what I mean?
I mean, I thought that Finn and Poe, I didn't find anything really exciting about them at all. I mean, honestly,
Wow.
I thought they were playing in vanilla.
Wow. Vanilla and chocolate? No, vanilla
I thought
and
chocolate
coffee.
was vanilla. But you know what? For Rey, I thought Rey was actually the most interesting of all of them. The biggest problem I had with Rey was that she became way too powerful way too quickly.
It's like I told you. I feel that she's going to be, in my opinion, the most powerful Jedi to date.
She may be the actual
what Luke was supposed to be.
She may be the Skywalker who actually brings balance to the Force. Maybe it was a little premature to get that title to Anakin or to Luke. And Poe needed more scenes. My biggest problem with the movie wasn't Poe, Finn, or Rey. I love them. Okay, I wanted more Poe. They told us that Poe was the greatest pilot and that he was awesome. They didn't show it. And I thought maybe because they gave Han Solo way too many lines. All right? It was they did a little too much with Han Solo.
Well, it was his last, it was his only movie.
Oh, it's his only movie, and he's the only real and he's the only real, he's the only real big-time actor. Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill aren't. All right? So I understand that, but I still don't forgive it. Some of the jokes were funny. I liked it. But then when you're telling me after 30 years of knowing Chewbacca, the first time he ever tried his bowcaster or saw it in action was in this movie?
That's the first thing I thought too. Like, come on, man, he's had that thing forever. Video
I didn't even think of
games,
that.
everything.
Yeah, and the reason they did that was for the yucks.
Yeah.
And they did it really well with C-3PO. He only had a couple of moments on screen, and C-3PO was back to being C-3PO after that garbage C-3PO we got in the prequels. But I like that. The movie had great characters, and oh my God, the cinematography and direction were gorgeous.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, this J.J. Abrams knows how to give us a beautiful looking movie. All right, I thought it had the editing with it was pretty good because it had a pretty good. I had a good pace for me. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I wished it was longer. I thought they could have gone into another one, but the Star Killer killed me. You know,
Yeah.
let's come up with an even bigger Death Star.
Yeah, 100
You know,
times bigger.
and when they killed the Republic, when they one of the big see, this is why I had a problem with them using the same movie. In the first, in A New Hope, when Alderaan was destroyed, you didn't know jack shit about Alderaan. Only you knew that it was the princess's home, and she had to bring the Death Star plans there, and that's where she was going. And when it gets destroyed, to see Obi-Wan just shaking his boots and go, what, something, a big disturbance in the Force, something happened. It was impactful. And this one, you didn't give a rat's ass about the Senate and the Republican being blown up.
No.
You know, and they blew up 4 planets, not one Alderaan, 4 planets, and you're like, whatever.
Well, that's the problem too, is that they went overkill, and when they go overkill, you're not really going to care so much as opposed to when one planet gets blown up and you know it belongs to somebody who's important in the food chain of the story. For this, it's like you said, they just blew up 4 planets. It's like it's like whatever, you know, nobody's thinking about it.
There's no emotional attachment. It's not anybody's home planet. All right, and while I like the opening scroll and explaining where they are now, I still don't understand how Leia is part of the resistance when they're defending the government in control.
I don't understand that either.
The title, it was almost like they had to shoehorn the rebels in there somewhere.
I think how they described it was the Republic doesn't necessarily want to deal with the First Order, so that's why the rebels are there. If I'm not mistaken, I remember.
Lame.
All right, yeah, lame.
Lame.
I'll tell you what. The first time I got when I was sitting in the theater and watching it was the first time I really caught the over me was when Poe comes through with the X-wings, and they were with the what's her name with the big eyes, the big glasses, and they're coming across the water.
Oh yeah, I forgot her name.
That's when I felt it, and then he's like, "Yo, who's that?" Finn was like, "Who's that pilot?" And he's coming through. He's doing loops, hitting all these TIE fighters off all in one shot.
The movie got me earlier when Finn. Obviously this is Star Wars, so everything is immediate coincidence and everything just clicks. Finn arrives at the scavenger. Arrives at that little bazaar in the desert. Meets up with Rey immediately. Recognizes BB-8. Everything happens immediately. But when they're running away from the TIE fighters, and Rey and Finn asks Rey, why don't we get into that ship? And she says it's a piece of junk. And they blow up the ship that she wants, and they end up going to the Millennium Falcon. Awesome.
Yeah.
That was probably the best part of the movie for me.
That was a Star Wars moment. No, and what I loved, now something I wanted to get back to, she starts flying the Millennium Falcon like an expert.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. And when the gun gets stuck and she does that maneuver that flips it around so that the gun is perpendicular to her ship and pointed directly at the TIE fighter so that he could shoot it, that was hot.
Yeah.
That was hot. That was hot directing.
Yeah.
All right, they did that.
I like you were saying with the cinematography. That I love the X-wings coming across the water, and I love the TIE fighters coming from the sunset.
Yeah.
Those 2 scenes were incredible.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you're going to get with a J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who the next guy is who's going to do it. Probably pretty good.
Is he doing the next Star Trek?
No. He's producing movies. He's not doing Star Trek, and he's not doing Episode 8.
Yeah, he's only doing the producing and nothing else.
All right. Now he's probably regretting it. Well, actually, no. I think once you have the success you have with Episode 7 with all of its flaws and people complaining about the same script or whatever, you got to step away. You can't. Episode 8 can't be better, at least financially.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how people took this in. I mean, obviously it's breaking records, but you tell me you don't think that Episode 8 could beat this?
You know what? I take that back. It seems I take that back. It could. It absolutely could.
I only think so because there's questions to be answered about Ray. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ray and what Alan alluded to earlier. Um, I'm okay with Ray being this insanely adept at flying the Millennium Falcon, at being a Jedi. Okay, refusing. I mean, just being a better Jedi almost being a better Jedi than Kylo Ren, which we haven't even gotten into yet. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's gonna.
He was hurt.
Okay.
Hurt.
Yeah, I agree. He was hurt at the end, though. People seem to forget that.
Remember how they were making the Chewbacca's crossbow? How powerful it was! It was shooting people across the thing, but when it hit him, he didn't get hit like that. And then it's a powerful.
He was really. That is a good point. He was really hurt. People don't give him that. You know, that's why she was able to do it. But here's what I was going to say about that. The bottom line is, she was dropped off on the planet of Jakku and doesn't remember much except that she was told that she was going to get picked up again. She was old enough to have started Jedi training.
Yeah.
What if Luke or whoever left her there, or actually it has to be Luke, or somebody with Jedi powers, made her forget that she had Jedi training, that who her parents were. Okay, and she has all this stuff back in her mind. That's why if she had to go back and wait for her parents, because maybe they put something in her. They did some kind of Jedi mind trick on her, all right, to make her forget her training, her early training, and but only remember that they were coming for her, that she wasn't abandoned. I need to see that in the next movie, or I'm gonna be like, oh, come on.
Well, you know, it could be
they
that.
They might wait till episode 9, I think, to maybe reveal a lot of those answers to those questions, because they remember there's still another movie to go after that. You know, I don't know. They're not going to answer everything in the next episode, I don't think.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. As long as as long as we get some kind of answer that makes sense, and it's not just because it's just an easy way to them write themselves a movie.
Yeah.
I think that it's either going to be that, or she's just she could be Luke's daughter. More on that in a second, but or she could be just that gifted, like the chosen one. You know what I mean? I did want to bring up that I did notice it today in the theater. I didn't notice it earlier, but on the bootleg when I watched it. But when they're coming in to the new cantina scene, she goes, "Oh, I never thought a planet would be this green," and I never thought I'd see a planet that looked this green. And Han looks at her regretfully. I don't know if you realize that, how like he knows who she is, kind of. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, but for them to do that would be similar to making Luke Darth Vader's father from A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back, where they didn't know that they were going into a sequel. And since I don't know, man, they don't discuss her, and Leia just lets her go, doesn't hug her like my long-lost daughter. Right. Unless Luke did some really shisty shit, and when Leia gave birth to twins, he told her one died and only one survived.
Or put the mind trick on it. You only had one.
Oh, you only had one, exactly.
Yeah. Or it might not be, but it might not even be Han and Leia's, but he might be regretful because he knows it's Luke's daughter and they had to put her on that planet, on Jakku. You know what I mean?
Okay. You know what? I'll buy that for $1.
Well, I mean, this will all probably obviously come out. Not probably, obviously. But, oh, this guy's on the move. Oh,
yeah, I brought a bottle of water. I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
Yo, I stayed over Pedro's on New Year's Eve, man. I was fucking waking up every 10 minutes and fucking new toy was in my face. I'm like, Jesus Christ. He's the fucking toy king. Pedro the toy king.
It's a fun place to sleep over at.
Oh, beautiful. That crafty ass fucking air mattress that fucking transforms. His fucking air mattress is like a fucking toy.
It if it automatically fills up by plugging it in
Yep.
into a bed that with legs, like an official bed.
Yeah, and it kicks, the legs kick out and shit. It's crazy.
Can't believe I left my water. All right. I'll be back in 15 minutes. No, just kidding.
This guy.
But hey, you know what, dude? We're not gonna. I just said we had to settle on the fact that we're not going to get A New Hope again. It's not gonna happen. All right, we're not gonna get Empire Strikes Back or even Return of the Jedi. And I think that if this movie manages to capture new audiences in a new generation, then that's worth it. Because the prequels didn't either.
Well, that's the idea, I think, is that I think that they really went a very, very safe route, knowing that they would be able to capture, the imaginations and new fans, and at the same time, they knew that this would be crowd-pleasing for fans who were really turned off by the prequels, who were really big fans of the original movies. They really, to me, it was a safe way to go.
Well,
it worked.
Did you guys pick up? I picked this up when I saw the movie, but forgot about it. And then I saw it on the internet. The very first dialogue in the movie is that rebel guy that was talking to Poe, and I think he says something along the lines, "This is about setting things right."
Yeah.
Which is a nice little jab at the prequels, and you can look at it as a jab at the prequels and Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. And speaking of Lucas, what I found very interesting, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this, there's fan petitions out there that they want Lucas to direct Episode 9.
Oh, because they're, you know what? And there are also parent petitions out there to get Deadpool to get changed from an R-rated to a PG-13. People are retarded. People are retarded.
I don't even want to touch. I mean,
pussies.
Yeah,
well,
that's...
Well, let me tell you something. Fox wouldn't mind. PG-13 means more box office.
Yeah.
It does, but yeah, I mean...
Yeah, no, I agree. It's got to be... You want to watch it raw.
This politically correct bullshit. Bunch of fucking whiny bitches.
Well, they've always been like that. Parents do. Do you know that they banned fighting in the 60s and 70s from cartoons? It wasn't until it was deregulated in the early 80s that we had...
From the 60s?
What's up?
Wasn't Popeye from the 60s, him and Brutus?
Not violence, not Popeye's violence. That was in the 40s, buddy.
Was
that
it?
was 30s, 40s, yeah. In the 60s, cartoons were whack. In the 60s, think Hanna-Barbera.
Hey there, boo-boo.
And the 70s, how many knockoffs of Scooby-Doo were there? Well, all they do is go around and solve mysteries, or a group of kids. There was Jabberjaw, Josie and the Pussycats.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there were a whole bunch of other whack ones that nobody cares about. The Godzilla one had no violence. The Super Friends Superman never punched anybody. He only punched rocks.
He punched rocks.
He would be flying, woo, woo, destroying meteorites and asteroids. They never had any kind of physical confrontation. There's always overly worried parent groups that just suck.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's ramped up now, in my opinion.
It's definitely ramped up.
It's 1,000-fold now.
It's definitely ramped up. But what bothers me about the Lucas thing is that it's time for Lucas to move on. Why do you need Lucas involved at all?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of it's out of respect. A lot of it's out of whatever. I mean, I think that according to what's going on with this contract, I mean, there's nothing that says he needs to be involved, really. If they choose to have him as a consultant, that's one thing. But certainly there's nothing in there that states that he needs to be involved from a story perspective. It's just fans that figure they want him to be done to due respect, and they get him on there. But, these fans who are petitioning for this, I'm sure, are fans of the prequels, because otherwise it's like, who are you saying?
Wait, that exists?
Apparently it must.
That exists, fans of the prequel. Wow.
I didn't hate him, man. I really didn't hate him. I'm gonna catch shit for that, ain't I?
No, you don't have to hate him. No, you don't have to hate him. But you can't call them good movies. You can't call them generation-defining movies.
Right.
You
Or if
can't.
they were, they defined the generation badly.
Yes, yes, and they end up being kind of forgetful. I mean, seriously, how do you take the Samuel Jackson out of Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, made him a good
All
one.
right, they took the Samuel Jackson out of Samuel Jackson, and what they did with Yoda was retarded. And seriously, do you really need a character named Count Dooku?
You know, man,
Dooku.
I got to be honest. He worked as a bad guy, though, man.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the character. I love Christopher Lee. Okay, I don't have a problem with him as a character. I am talking about the name Dooku.
Listen,
Really, Dooku.
you got fucking Snaggletooth. You're worried about Dooku? I mean, come on.
Snaggletooth, while simple, ain't Dooku. Nobody took a
Well, we
Dooku
also have
on
Snoke.
Snaggletooth.
I mean, Snoke is a silly name.
Snoke sounds
I
a
think
hell of a lot cooler. Snoke sounds a hell of a lot cooler. It's kind of like Smoke, Snoke. Snoke sounds like the name of a dragon from Lord of the Rings. There. Dooku sounds like a turd from a troll from the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, man.
But that's a minor nitpick. But it's just and Anakin, whether it was the little kid or the teenager, was horrendous. Horrendous.
Yeah. Hayden Christensen.
Well, again, though, I don't think that was necessarily him. I think that was the direction.
Yes, but it has scarred him for life, just like it did that little kid.
It did.
That's yeah.
I didn't think he played it well. He was very.
No, look, dude, Edwin, whatever his name, McGregor, sucked.
Ewan.
Okay, Ewan. He sucked, and the guy is an incredible actor. All right, I don't know if you've ever seen Big Fish, but oh my God, if you want to cry about the relations between fathers and sons, watch Big Fish.
All right.
Amazing movie. All right, about fathers and sons. All right, but in the movies, Liam Neeson was a pussy.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he was a pussy, and he was supposed to be a hardcore Jedi.
We got the Puerto Rican Jedi and Edwin. What's his name?
No, not Edwin. We're talking about Law and Order. Now you made me forget his name. His first name is in English, and his second name is his last name is Latino, or is it the other way around? Latino first name and English last name.
Oh, that's going to call Pedro the butcher of names tonight.
Law and Order. Well, I'm not Law and Order. No, L.A. Law. What was the name? Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits. I was going to say he played Sons of Anarchy. I couldn't think of the name.
He's another guy who I think is a great actor. Yeah. There wasn't one standout performance, and also you didn't get. I mean, you had all of this CGI, but no great direction, no great camera movement. You were never awed by what you saw. There wasn't like in this new one in Episode 7, that graveyard in the desert is just jaw dropping. To see those Episode 4, 5, and 6. Imperial cruisers.
Yeah, the Star Destroyers.
The Star Destroyers buried in sand.
Yeah, that was.
All right, that is amazing. And flying around in them, and those are visuals that I want to see. And it's a great connection. All of this computer-generated cartoon. I mean, Attack of the Clones was the worst. I mean, the first Phantom Menace was boring as hell. But Attack of the Clones is a crime against cinema.
Oh, shit.
With the third one, you get what you get.
Thought that was the best one, right? Your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's like taking three dumps, finding the one that looks best.
Oh, man.
Well, the third one is going to be the one with the least amount of corn. The corn shows up in the first two, and then you got clean, so...
Unless you're me at the barbecue, then
oh yes,
you'll have that for a while. Hey, did you guys see the video of Lucas talking, the Jurassic Park guy talking shit to Lucas?
That was awesome. The Thug Life video.
He's like, I'll fucking crush you like a bug.
Yeah.
And he can. The guy's a genius, and but he. The first three, it was about the time, the circumstances, and the fact that while he was making those movies, he was also developing LIN, Industrial Light and Magic. He had to he had to delegate responsibilities on making the movies, and that's why they worked.
Yeah, well.
All right. Even the third one where he regained some control back. Look, we can complain about it all we want. All I know is that I don't remember hearing Alan complain about it in 1983.
No,
No.
even I will say, even as a kid in 1983, I will say that the Ewoks rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, you were way more advanced than I was because
Listen, how the fuck are you a little kid and the Ewoks? Everybody hates Empire Strikes Back. I loved it because you got Ewoks, fucking speeder bikes.
Return of the Jedi.
Well, my bad. God.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. Now, when you look at it now, the movie has a great opening, great ending, lull in the middle. Okay, the setup, but the Ewoks, not for nothing, they look great. Yeah. All right, they really did look great. It would have been better if it was, Wookiees and they did all that, sure, but it wasn't. And for 1983, phenomenal. All right,
no, sure.
And you go back to 1983. Back then, everybody said the weak one was Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
It's only our generation that turned it around and said, "Wait a minute." It's only our grim and gritty generation. Because our parents' generation, they're more. I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them are into happy endings and those old school Hollywood westerns and musicals or whatever it is. With happy endings, Pleasantville bullshit. All right. We like the grim and gritty shit, all right, and that movie was a lot grittier. It had a better overall narrative, all right, but I still say that while you could see the seeds of what's to come later with Star Wars in Episode 6, it was still a great movie. I'll still watch it at any moment, all right. It's almost the same exact thing as New Hope as well. But my God, how exciting was it when Wedge Antilles in his X-wing and Lando Calrissian and the little alien Mexican are flying out of the center of the Death Star after lighting it up and it's exploding behind them, and they shoot out of it. How awesome was that?
I didn't think he was an alien Mexican. I thought he was an alien Asian.
To me, he looked kind of Mexican, but it's a little combination there. It's
Star Wars. It could be fucking anything.
There's some melting pot stuff going on over there. So
what cracks me up is you heard all this shit about Finn. Oh, he's a black Jedi. It's like, what the fuck, man? There's aliens. There's blue aliens, red aliens. Fucking.
But this is the thing about being politically correct. They said that everybody out there has an agenda. There's a group of men rights activists, the MRA. Okay, they're just as retarded as people that go overboard with the feminism. Okay, and when I mean overboard, I'm not offending anybody. I'm not offending feminists. I understand the important contributions, but you can't see. But when you see evil in every nook and cranny and every crevice and every shadow, it's a little too much. It's a problem. All right. The fact that this is a black stormtrooper and he's shooting other stormtroopers dressed in white, and you see that as some kind of racial or class war allegory, you got a problem.
Definitely.
All right. And not for nothing, it's about time that we got a girl who did something, and it's okay to have a girl if she's cool. I don't care if it's a guy or a girl, black, brown, or Asian, or yellow, green, polka dotted. Sell it to me. Sell me that you know that you could do it. Sell me that you're a character that no matter what gender you are, I either want to be you or I want to be with you. All right? Chewbacca, I could never.
I loved it.
Yeah, I could never be Chewbacca, but I want Chewbacca as my first mate.
Fuck that. Why do we have to have hairy fucking giant apes in this fucking movie? This is bullshit. Bullshit, damn it.
I could have done though in the movie without the.
It's a microaggression.
Well, I could have done with the whole Nazi speech by General what's his name, Hux.
Yeah.
I could care less about him. General Hux is no Tarkin.
Is it too soon?
I mean, and I guess now we can start talking about Kylo Ren. I really honestly felt that all of the villains in this movie were either cartoonish or just plain pussies. And that goes down to also even to Phasma, who is supposed to be this huge character. She has no big moment. She gets taken aside hostage, and like she does whatever is being told of her, and that's it. You know, she has a couple movies to come back, but that's about it.
But she got hurt in the movie. She got hurt in the movie.
No, who did?
Captain Phasma.
Where did she get hurt?
She got hurt.
Finn and company infiltrate the Star Killer, and he was like, you know what? I have an idea how to get access to the map. And then they cut to the next scene where they basically run into her, point a gun to her head, and she gives everything up. She doesn't even trick them. She doesn't even trick them. She gives everything up. Okay, well, here's the map. Here you go, guys.
What do you think that might be a plant?
I don't know. All I know is that I canceled my Hot Toys of Captain Phasma. All right, it's a gorgeous figure.
But that's the thing. I mean, other than maybe Susan.
I gotta say, Alan, though, I really, really, really liked Kylo Ren, and I liked him better than I expected.
I know. A lot of people disagree on Kylo Ren. That's literally, I think, like half the fandom, me on that side, think he was a pussy. The other half thought, no, he's just growing, and he's going to be a big badass by the second film and the third film, and he's just starting out whiny. And it's like, you know what? The bottom line is he didn't make a good first impression. If that's the trajectory,
I don't like that rationalization. That's a rationalization coming from somebody that doesn't like him. The bottom line is that Kylo Ren is an inferior Jedi. He's an inferior Sith. No matter what.
The guy. Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
You're not drawing the comparisons also to Anakin and him. The temper, you know what I mean? Like if you notice the temper's there and all that, similar to what Anakin had, he couldn't control his anger. You know what I mean? And
I would say that Anakin had a better way of controlling it, or learned how to control it better.
Right.
All right. As Darth Vader, he had anger. He had anger as Darth Vader, but he knew how to deal with it. A little chokehold. And he got it out.
Yeah,
this guy is very emo.
Rage.
He's very emotional. Okay, he's got a lot of rage, and I think it shows him maturity, and I don't have a problem with that because that makes him different. We're working with something that's different. The one that has the maturity, the one that has the true promise and the true power is Rey.
Yeah.
This guy is conflicted because and also I absolutely love the twist. It's a simple twist, but it never occurred to me. I mean, maybe they've done it in the comics or in the expanded universe books and the other, but he was. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the fact that he's fighting the light side. He wants to be dark.
Right.
All right. Anakin didn't want to be dark or didn't want to be light. He didn't look at it as black and white. Anakin looked at it as what he needed to do to bring balance to the Force, to prevent the premonitions that he had or had gotten about what was going to happen to Padme, I mean, butchering more names. All right.
He was wondering what was going to happen to the actual anime, the anime industry. He had a bad feeling about it.
He had a bad feeling about the anime industry. I got a bad feeling about it too. I don't get it. But that's why I like it. I like the fact that he's very strong, and in some ways he might be stronger than Anakin at his development. All right, he got really, really fucked up with that. I mean, that bowcaster, it was point blank range, and he didn't destroy him like it did with the regular troopers.
No, it was far away. Remember, he was up on the second tier, and he shot him from the.
Oh, it was far away. But anyway, that's a major. He was able to fight and still hold his own with that. Okay, I hear why people don't like Kylo Ren. I ended up liking him more. I actually like the fact that he took off his mask and we found out that it's just some kid who's fucked up, all right, who's getting bad advice, all right, who screwed up majorly, all right. Well, basically, he helped Luke screw up. Okay, now again, just like the thing with Rey gaining all these powers, it all depends on the sequels and what they do with Snoke and this Order of Ren, whatever this thing is. Um, so we'll see how it goes. But for me, I like the fact that he is, and I'm so used to it. I mean, look at newer generations. Look at every generation. Look at millennials. Look at Gen Xers. Look at the baby boomers. Always one-upping the disappointment from the generation before. All right, Luke kind of. We now found out that Luke fails. Luke. I wish they had gone more into that,
Yeah.
and why he's such a pussy and just runs away.
It might.
All right, but Luke fails. All right, and now you have the biggest failure, which is Kylo Ren. But maybe it's. But I mean, not maybe. You know, obviously, Rey is the one who's going to get it. Is going to set it right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you know, in regard to Luke failing, if you really think about it, Luke fails throughout most of the original trilogy. He doesn't really truly succeed until the end of Jedi. Other than that, I mean, there are so many things that he fails at. He's sort of like very much an everyman in that trilogy. So I think it kind of they pull that into this new trilogy where they say that that is a chink in his armor that he's always had.
You know what? I didn't think about that, but I can see that. I can see that, and I'm wondering if they're going to tie with the fact, you know, he dresses in black in Return of the Jedi, which is Sith. Do they go into the fact that he was maybe, you know, what if Luke fails not because he sucks as a Jedi mentor, but or maybe it's because he dabbles in the dark side and in this and in the dark force. Maybe he starts dabbling in it and he loses control of it and it takes over Ren.
Could be.
Or it releases of Kylo Ren, or that by doing that he actually ends up releasing Snoke. The reason Snoke is back is because of Luke, because Luke fucked up somehow. That would make it awesome. That would make it awesome for me. That would make it a lot better.
Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting.
Other than him just, oh, you know what? I screwed up. I'm a bad teacher. You know, those who can't teach.
So, you guys see the X-Men Apocalypse trailer? What do you think? You guys,
I liked it.
Comic guys.
I liked it quite a bit because I thought that it feels like each one of these new X-Men movies that have been coming out since the new one in 2011, First Class, they all are different. They all have different themes, and they all, you know, follow different paths. And you know, they're trying to obviously match certain storylines, but nothing really feels predictable with them. I thought it looks really, really good. The thing that I found interesting was, and I didn't find this out until recently, I don't think Hugh Jackman is in this movie. I didn't see him on the cast when I paused the trailer at the very end. I don't think he shows up at all, which is interesting because I thought he was supposed to be in this movie.
From what I understand, he is not going to. He's not supposed to be in the movie, but be ready for a cameo appearance.
Mm.
He'll do a cameo appearance. I have no doubt. He's real buddies with Bryan Singer, and he'll do a cameo appearance. And I think, and hopefully they're setting up. I haven't heard anything, but they should be setting up for Old Man Logan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his last one. So yes, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the closing scene of Apocalypse is going to be something that does set up Old Man Logan. So there you go. That probably will be his cameo.
Yeah, that would be. And I creamed in my pants when I saw that X-Men trailer. It's everything that I want. I absolutely love Bryan Singer on X-Men. I feel like every movie's better than the last, and the fact that I like that we're in a comfortable place in comic book movies, at least with the Marvel titles, okay, that they feel that they feel confident enough that they can give us comic book accurate costumes, not for everybody, but for certain characters, like with Doctor Strange, which looks great. There's slight alterations, but you could recognize that costume anywhere.
How about Jubilee?
And Psylocke.
Yeah.
They gave Psylocke that retarded costume from the comics, which looks great in the comics, that Jim Lee outfit. All right, and you think there's no way it's going to translate into film. Olivia Munn looks great.
I was gonna say it translates to Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's that. Good point. Good point. Sometimes you got to know what characters you're working with. I actually like the way Wonder Woman. I like the Wonder Woman costume. You couldn't with Wonder Woman. You couldn't go the full Linda.
Yeah.
Linda original. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking. The one with the.
The '70s Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, thank you. You couldn't do Linda Carter, but I like the way I like how they Greeked it out, kept the colors but muted them. That was I like that. And I hope they do that more with other characters because I'm not 100% feeling the costumes in Suicide Squad.
How'd you feel about the what's her name in there, Mystique? How do you feel about Mystique being? I mean, you know the comic book, obviously, so...
She's totally different from the comic book, and I'm okay with it because it's not the comic.
Yeah.
It's not the comic, and I love me some what's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. I love me some Jennifer Lawrence. Those leaked pics were gorgeous. Her leaked selfies, or maybe I don't know if somebody shopped, but the pictures from her cell phone, her nude pictures were gorgeous.
I'm gonna have to look those up.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous. I really like her. I like what they did with her character. I liked how they tied her. I liked how she's this character that ties Magneto and Professor X. I thought they really worked that in well. It's not something from the comics. Okay, maybe it existed in another form or with another female character, but nobody made you like Mystique. It works, you know.
How about the shot of Xavier at the end, bald and
See, I wasn't happy with that because that gave away too much, I thought that's the kind of thing where you have to get surprised by it in a movie so everybody can have a holy shit moment. And now there won't be any holy shit moment. It's like I thought they given away.
I agree 120 million%. I did not need that. That's where they went the little Batman versus Superman on me. Don't give me that.
Right.
Don't give me that.
And that's the thing. This is the thing with trailers now. I feel the trailers, and speak of Batman and Superman, trailers reveal too much. Batman, Superman revealed every act of that movie. They're saying now that no, there's something else that's in there that nobody's seen. Fine. Then you've revealed, 3 out of 4 acts in the movie. Even Deadpool, I think is going to be a very entertaining movie. They've revealed so many crucial lines and scenes in the many trailers that have come out. And that's, I think, the biggest problem with trailers these days. There's just too much being revealed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't Deadpool really just do guerrilla advertising? It's not really the movie. They're just doing videos.
He did both.
Right. So maybe you're just thinking that it's part of the movie and it's not.
Oh no. Alan is right. The trailers for the movie and the stuff they've shown for the movie, him with the gun smelling the smoke, there are a lot of moments. What they do now in movies is they take away those moments.
Yeah.
I had not seen the moment of him inhaling the gun smoke from the barrels and saw it in the movie theaters. That's a oh shit moment, which we have taken away because we know it's coming and we know he's doing it.
Yeah.
Doomsday would be an oh shit moment, and that's taken away now.
Yeah, just like I thought they showed way too much Hulkbuster Hulk in the Avengers 2 trailer. I mean, for me, the whole movie should have been that should have been the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, that was a very small part of the movie, and like you said, I guess on a commercial, it basically gave half of the damn scene away.
It gave half of the fight away.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd you feel about the Captain America trailer? Civil War.
Same thing. The movie looks like it's going to be phenomenal, but I did not want to see what I thought was one of the greatest superhero action movie sequences I have ever seen in my life.
Winter Soldier and him versus Iron Man.
Yes, the way they were sharing the shield.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. As soon as you said that, you were going to talk about that.
Dude, that is the violent version of a threesome. They were both pounding Iron Man.
Yeah.
Okay, with the metallic arm, with the shield bouncing back and forth. Gorgeous. Why the fuck did they give us that?
Yeah. let's hope it's part of a bigger scene. You know, a little more in depth.
You know what, man? Seriously, like with the Batman and versus Superman, now the director Zack Snyder is tripping over himself trying to convince people. Oh no, we've got more planned. We've got more going on. But then all that tells me is that okay, so how much crap are you going to put in one movie? How much Graham can you actually stuff in a movie?
Yeah.
You know,
I think that movie's really going to run the risk of what the later Batman movies back in the 90s, ran into, where you were just having too many villains, too many,
okay. All right, let's slow down there. Slow down there. Joel Schumacher and family aren't part of the movies. What I am hoping that they do, the only saving grace, what I consider saving grace for Batman versus Superman, is that that the opposite approach to the Marvel Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is what works for them. Start out big, and then focus on individual characters from the movies to then go back to being big and have that big dark side fight that I hope they do.
Mm.
I hope they do the opposite, and for some reason that works. The narrative of that works.
I'm looking forward to Black Panther. I mean, I don't know nothing about the character, but I'm like so amped up on that. I can't wait for that movie.
Let's see, because that movie also runs the risk of having too many characters. So let's see if they actually end up making him a pivotal character in it or not.
Well, he's apparently going to be pivotal in Civil War, so...
I love this.
That's what he's talking about. Is he going to be pivotal, or is he going to be one of the characters?
No, Pedro. I'm talking about the movie, his own movie. Hell yeah.
I
don't know much about the character, and I got to be honest, man. That costume looks amazing.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I thought you were talking about Civil War. Yeah, they did a great job with it. I hope his movie is going to be really good. I hope they do it. His movie should have I hope his movie gets a decent budget. It's got to be bigger than Ant-Man's, because with Black Panther, they have to go to Africa. They have to go to Wakanda, and we need the special effects.
Yeah.
All right, and his villains too are not. I hope they don't go through the route that he's fighting crime on the streets in Manhattan.
Part of hanging out with the Daredevil. Speaking of Daredevil, did you see that they're talking about doing Punisher with what's his name?
I
can't think of his name.
They just released released an image of, I forgot his actor, but basically the Shane from Walking Dead. Yeah, they just released that image of him. It's in darkness, but him with guns and with the flak jacket that has the skull on it, and it looks fantastic.
A Punisher series I think will do really, really well, as long as they just they break out all the stops, they make it ultra violent. It's gotta be rated R. It's gotta be killer.
Okay, guys, you're describing the first two movies. What it needs is a script. The violence is easy. Violence is the easiest part.
These TV show scripts are fucking head and shoulders above most movie scripts nowadays.
They are.
You know what they do for Netflix? I can't disagree. And let me tell you something. Even the Ridiculous 6 on Netflix was pretty damn good. It has one of the movie's too long, but for a Netflix-only film, and Adam Sandler and company, it's all his people. All right.
I gotta check that. I forgot the name.
The Ridiculous 6. John Turturro has one of the greatest comedic cameos in comedy history. And if you love baseball, you gotta watch it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll probably watch it.
But it seems like Netflix, when you go to the HBOs, but Netflix is really,
murdering.
Yeah, it's murdering everybody, because that Jessica Jones was amazing.
Dude, I can't wait for Luke Cage now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what they're going to do with Luke Cage, but you know what? I was curious what they were going to do with Jessica Jones.
I know nothing about either one of them. I know Luke Cage, actually, the image from his
if they do it right, okay, if they do it right, you don't need to, maybe it's better you don't know anything, okay? Because when it's done right, you enjoy the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, in the original Superman the movie, You didn't need to. Everybody knew who Superman was, but you didn't need to know who Superman was to really get him in the movie.
Yeah.
When you have the right cast, the right director, and the right script, all right, you could do anything. It's not going to be the same as the comics, because I know so many people that they wanted to be exactly like the comic, no matter how cheesy and bad the writing is. I'd rather that they change things up, all right, so that it becomes an entertaining 2 hours, or 13-part series, than get something straight out of the comics.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that, Daredevil did that well. Jessica Jones did that well. They didn't exactly just copy from the comics. They really did, they mixed and matched things quite a bit to make it feel very original. It didn't feel very predictable, even if you knew the stories. So they seem to be really doing a good job on that end.
And not for nothing, Frank Miller's fingerprints were all over that Daredevil.
Oh, sure.
And
though,
he went
on record saying that apparently he doesn't feel Elektra is going to be the true Elektra, even though nothing's been seen yet. So, he's being Frank Miller.
And the other one. But let's be honest, the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck had a lot of Frank Miller stuff in there and a lot of Daredevil lore, but it was just done so badly. Okay?
Right.
And with a decent director, you could have sold Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin. All right, I know this whole thing, but he was always white, so made him black. It could have worked if it was a good director, but when you give him a line, "This is how we do it in the Bronx," that was the moment where I just wanted to walk out. That was the moment when I was like, you know what, I'm out of here.
Well, the best Kingpin in cinema history is always going to have to be the dude who played him in the series. I forgot his name.
Vincent D'Onofrio. This is my rifle. Brilliant. This is my rifle. This is my rifle. It is my weapon. Oh, I forgot how it goes. But he's from Vincent D'Onofrio was the cadet that went crazy in the first half of Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. He is just brilliant in that movie. I mean,
and
so
he wasn't just a Frank Miller Kingpin. That was a Stan Lee, John Romita Kingpin from the 60s with Spider-Man as well. He had every aspect of Kingpin down. He looked like him. He acted like him. The way he was stuttering, he wasn't sure. He was just perfect.
And Vanessa was better than the comics.
Yes.
All right, not a simple, not the doting wife who has no idea what's going on and gets sick. Okay, and she gets sick. Okay, she really, she was awesome the way she supported him. I don't think he's gonna come back, but if this series were to go for years, I wouldn't mind him some kind of comeback with him and with both of them.
I could see him coming back probably for the 3rd season. I could even see him being in Punisher. Because he did establish Punisher as an adversary as well. I think he's too good of a character to just leave in this 1st season and have nothing else happen. I could see him definitely showing up again.
They always come back in comics.
Exactly.
So why not season?
Oh, and you know what? And that's what. Well, because then it becomes a soap opera.
Well, that's what. Hey, that's what they are basically.
Well, basically, he didn't die. He didn't die. He was in jail. He's in jail, so he can always absolutely come back.
You could have some alien race resurrect them and fucking,
What are you talking about, alien race resurrect them? What are you talking about?
Fucking comics, man. What do you mean? What am I talking about?
Well, he didn't die.
He didn't die in the series.
I'm saying, and if he did die, who the fuck cares? Because you could have.
No. When they die in the movies, these movies work because when they die, they don't come back cheaply.
I'm glad you brought this up, the whole dying thing, because it's something I want to bring up too. This is actually very recent news. I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
Oh, Alan, you're not dying, are you?
No. Oh, unless I get eaten alive by ants, then maybe. So, they revealed this week.
You got a haircut, Alan.
Is it great? Yeah, I found a new barber. It was great. I had to find somebody.
You found a new barber? Why don't you just find a new razor number?
Holy shit.
I mean, it looks fine, but I was like, what did he do?
I just showered. I didn't do nothing. I showered. I didn't brush nothing.
You got a less than an inch of hair on your top, and it's shorter on the sides. What did he do that was artful or masterful?
It was a she, and believe me, it'll look better if I actually brush it.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's why. That's why she was.
That's why. When he had his head back, he was looking up at a pair of titties. That's why.
Yeah, the clean.
Anyway, back on topic.
And she smelled good, right? She smelled
Yeah,
good.
of course.
Not really. No, the whole place smelled of pug because the mascot there was a mascot there named Snarf. It was a pug named after the Thundercats character, and the whole place actually did smell.
Oh, really quick. I need to interrupt. This is for everybody out there. Probably just you two guys and me, but this is for everybody out there. If you have Amazon Prime, the whole Thundercats series is available for free. The original '85 series.
Nice.
Really?
Okay, so if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch the original series for free.
Might be able to get that on Cody as well, people.
I don't know what we don't know what he's talking about.
All right, Alan, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off with your.
And neither did I.
Oh no! So yeah, I mean the whole thing about dying in comics, I'm sure I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening do. That Marvel's announced it's going to be a Civil War 2. It's going to be a sequel to the 2006 series. They want to have it come out in time for the movie, and apparently they're going to open it up where another hero dies, and they're making such a big deal about it. And this is what you're talking about. It's done to death. The whole idea that a hero has to die, and there's no longer any shock value to it.
Let me tell you, I didn't know. Alan, you just made it even worse for me because I was already disappointed that they were doing a part 2.
Oh yeah.
I was already disappointed. I've got less than 10% because why can't you? Because it's already been there, done that, and it's just cheap because the movie Civil War is coming out, so they want to have a Civil War. And there's nothing great about that.
Well, of course. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is that
okay, my battery's on. Give me a second.
Okay.
But you can continue.
I think your body's showing off to this thing.
Hey, I'm gonna put him up there so we can stare at his ass.
Nice.
There you go. He's going
Pedro,
out.
There's your new Facebook profile photo.
Screen grab that, fellas. Hey, we got 3 fucking live viewers. I'm happy about that for our first time.
Well, welcome, guys.
It's probably Kevin.
Know what?
Kevin and Jesse.
Yeah, I am glad that Pedro did bring up Thundercats, though, because that's something else we did want to talk about, is that they finally put live the Thundercats figure subscription. But something I did not know that I guess when Pedro is back, he had mentioned that they just revealed today that they shortened the subscription.
Yeah, I haven't even, honestly, I've been sick for so long. I haven't really focused on all that shit. So I did see you guys were talking about it, but
I mean, I personally am not collecting the line. I'm probably one of the very, very few '80s kids that never got into Thundercats. I don't know why.
I didn't have the toys. I had Lino, but I loved the cartoon. You weren't into the cartoon?
I never even saw the cartoon much. I mean, I saw like commercials for it and everything, but for some reason, I never got invested in the cartoon. And that could be because I was watching so many other cartoons. I had divided time elsewhere. I don't know. I never, ever got into the concept, the show, the toys, anything with Thundercats. It's probably a good thing in this point because it means it's one less thing I have to collect because God knows I need to stop collecting certain things.
They look
they look great.
Mattel's just murdering.
Yeah.
I really wish
Mattel knows what they're doing with that line. They know what they're doing with every line they're putting out, and the fact that they're using the same buck, the same He-Man buck, you can actually play with these with your He-Man toys. It is going to be an amazing line. But I don't know, Pedro. I think it looks like Pedro's back. Pedro, you said that they are shortening the subscription.
I think we just got his avatar.
Oh, okay. I saw that you joined the chat.
I think his battery must have died as he was plugging. There he is.
There he is.
That sexy mug. Yeah, we can't hear you, pal.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, what are you, a fucking mime? All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, my name is Pedro. Uh-huh. Oh, yes. I'm glad I'm on the podcast with you guys today. We can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you. Nope. Technical difficulties on Pedro's side. This is why I like doing this in person. Still can't hear it, pal.
It is easier in person. It's true.
You get a better vibe. You know, you get a better banter back and forth. A little less stepping on toes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't hear you now, buddy. For you guys that don't watch this on video and just listen to the podcast, this is classic watching Pedro. He's,
You know, Bill,
yeah.
this is why we have to somehow, some way, find a way to get you out to JoeCon. That way we can do something. We can do this live. I think we need to do this live at JoeCon.
Nah, that would be cool, man, but I don't fly. That's right, everybody. I'm a pussy. And we still
Bill is Mr. T.
Yeah, I'm Mr. T in the A team.
B.A. Baracus.
BA.
I don't know, man. I pity the fool that will get on a plane.
This is great alone, just watching him struggle. he logged back out. He's fucking. Hopefully, he doesn't bail on us. But
so who's listening right now? Did you say? You said Jesse and.
I don't know. I know Jesse commented, but I probably not. I think Kevin's listening.
Yeah, Jesse had mentioned that he was distracted by the Puerto Rican flag. I said that was racist. He said, "Nice try."
Jesse's busy drinking. He's so drunk that he confused it with the American flag.
Hey, speaking of drinking, I got to tell you something. I already, my second night here, I found an amazing wine bar nearby.
You fucking vagina.
Hey, man, don't knock wine.
I'm just playing. I don't really drink. I'm just kidding with you.
No, it's good. Actually, there's some really attractive bar, nice attractive people who were there. I think they offered that I joined the club and everything. I'm like, this is great. This is cool. I had to buy a bottle for dinner tomorrow night, and I think I'm going to start getting involved more with the wine crowd out here.
Oh, shit. Now you're going to stop buying fucking Sideshow and, what you call it? What's the other one over there? Hot Toys? You're gonna be
well, Sideshow collectibles, not so much Hot Toys.
You're gonna be buying bottles of wine instead. Pedro's back. Is he back though, or is he miming us? But yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into conversation without him. But what else you got going on? Since I know you're gonna be getting into your own place. What'd you say? February 15th, right?
Yeah, that's the plan at the moment. I met with my landlord today, and she basically said that she thinks everything's going to be ready by the 15th of February, so that's going to work out nicely. Cool. The sooner I get out of here and get in there, the better. I'll feel more like I'm actually here and actually settled once that happens.
Yeah, we miss you, man. We miss you already. It's only been,
miss you too, man.
2 days?
I miss you too. It's...
For those that don't know, Alan was on the left coast for, 3 years, you said? 3 years?
About 3 years.
And then he finally got back to New York, and he leaves us like 6 months later.
It was all, and has nothing to do with anybody in New York. I just felt professionally like I left a very good thing as far as the business I was in. For those who don't know, I am in the entertainment publishing industry, and not having that as part of my life really ended up hurting, and I really felt the gap there. So I felt like I needed to have that back. I was offered a really good opportunity, both monetarily and just as far as overall career, and felt like I had to make the move back. I will say this, though. San Francisco area, Marin County, has nothing on Burbank, man. I miss SoCal. Miss the drought.
The drought.
But at least there's no gas leak out here.
Oh yeah, you saw that?
Let me tell you something, man. I had no idea that was going on until
recently.
Yeah, someone mentioned on Facebook, but apparently this thing had been going on since October 23rd. October 23rd, there was a major gas leak in Los Angeles, and not anywhere near where I was living, but still, it's in Los Angeles, and it's apparently growing.
They're saying it's supposed to go till at least March till they could get something done with it.
Yeah, and that's scary. And I'm actually going down to LA at the end of February, so hopefully I don't come back with 3 heads. But it is scary.
Pedro's restarting his computer. He's having audio issues still.
Yeah.
So
But
we apologize for the technical difficulties, but
yeah, thank you for checking us out on our first live try here. We're still learning the ins and outs, but
yeah,
it's
and we're all doing it remotely. We're I'm out here. These two guys are out east, but they're still, one's in Jersey, Bill's in Jersey, Pedro's in Brooklyn. So we're kind of covering the entire globe.
yeah.
Well, not really, but
So let me ask you: you watch? You stopped watching the Walking Dead TV show, right?
I was, and I stopped. I watched the first 3 seasons of Walking Dead, and it got to the point where, very much like the comic as well, I stopped watching because I just thought it was just so freaking ridiculously grim. And I know that's what the story is. It's a grim story, and I just felt like every episode was just all right, yeah. And at the same time, not so much with the comic, but the show, I felt was also slow. It was grim and slow, and that's a bad combination. I feel that the comic book itself is probably a lot faster, still grim, but a lot faster. Things happen very quickly. There's not as much decompressed storytelling as I think there is right now in the TV show. But on top of that, and the fact that I just don't watch that much TV anymore, I just stopped watching Walking Dead. It's I have a very specific niche now as to what I do watch. I watch the Netflix stuff. I watch Game of Thrones. I watch The Americans. And The Americans is a spy show that takes place during the KGB days on FX.
Yeah.
I never hear anybody talking about that show, and I don't know why. That's the best fucking show on TV right now.
I had recorded it, and I just ended up just deleting them. I don't know. One day maybe I'll go check it out. And I can't recommend it enough. I gotta disagree with you, man. Game of Thrones, and I gotta say Walking Dead's probably number 2 or 3, man. I can't say that's just my opinion, obviously, but I think Game of Thrones is head and shoulders above anything out there right now.
Game of Thrones is at the top. I mean, and it's two such different shows. When I'm talking about The Americans and Game of Thrones, it's apples and oranges. But yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones for a genre, and certainly for the geek genre, is definitely number 1. I wouldn't say The Americans is necessarily a geek-centric show. I don't think that's something that you would really see talked about too much on comic or toy or gaming or fantasy, boards and chat rooms or anything like that. It's very different. But just in terms of quality TV, I don't think there's anything that beats it right now. But again, at the same time, there's a lot that I don't watch. There's a lot that I do, a lot that I don't. I'm still trimming down TV. I'm probably going to trim it down even more, getting back into the crazy work life again. But
I could never. I'm such a TV whore. It's ridiculous. I got about 1,000 fucking shows. Just too many. Right now, Shameless just started back up, so I'm psyched about that.
Bill, you'll be very proud of me. You want to know what I've been watching a lot lately? I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of the old Memphis Wrestling and NWA, AWA. I'm seeing a lot of it right now on YouTube. I'm just watching so many of these clips now.
Tell me how much better that is than that WWF bullshit from the 80s.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about WWF from the 80s. WWF, to me, especially after watching the Memphis stuff and watching the AWA, the NWA, with the exception of Flair, which was such a shame that they waited so long to get Flair in, they basically took all these guys and turned it into an all-star show, basically. Is that Pedro trying to reach us?
Yeah. We're fucking losing viewers. Oh, we got one back. I'm sorry, man. He took my attention there. Let me get on here and get him a link. But now you were saying about Flair now?
I felt like WWF, and it was a shame that it took so long for them to get Flair on there. I mean, it took until the early 90s, but otherwise, especially after watching the Memphis stuff and the NWA and the AWA and seeing all these guys who eventually ended up with WWF, I feel like WWF almost became an all-star show of all these properties and all these stables and got them all into one place. But I do feel at the same time it's a shame that they, as a result, they put all those guys out of business, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, that killed me because I was a WCW guy. So once they went under, that was the end for me. I was done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just stopped watching wrestling altogether, and then just recently, you guys talking about it a little bit, you and Eddie. I got into Daniel Bryan, and then he fucking, as probably a career-ending neck injury. So
Yeah, he's still trying to come back, but I don't know if they're going to clear him so much.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see at this point. I mean, like I said, man, you watch that old shit. Get into some Memphis too. You're on the WWE network, so I seen they have not Memphis. I'm sorry, Mid South. Listen, that Mid South, man, that was some good shit.
Yeah, I do want to watch more of it.
A lot of early Sting, Eddie Gilbert, who was a genius, Paulie Dangerously. I mean, no, that wasn't Paulie. Was he in? No. I'm sorry. It wasn't him. It was Hot Stuff with Eddie Gilbert, Hot Stuff International. I mean, that shit's awesome, man. The Russians, and then that kind of just once Bill Watts sold to the NWA, I mean, they just folded in together, and that stable was incredible. That was DiBiase and Hacksaw, but once they folded into NWA, those guys went into the WWF. So, about 88 is when those guys, I believe, started making their WWF debuts. But they were big. They were actually top stars and top draws in Mid-South, and they were good. Like once I actually DiBiase was fucking awesome in WWE, WWF. Fuck WWE. So I can't say that because he was awesome in WWF. Hacksaw was, it was a clown. He was a clown.
Yeah, he was a joke.
Oh, yeah.
He was a Thundercat.
Yeah, but I mean, me, man. I hate that you and Eddie always bust my balls about Hogan. It's funny because, my earliest recollection of wrestling was Jimmy Snuka. It wasn't Hulk Hogan, and that was the same time frame. What was I doing? I was doing the fucking Snuka splash on the dog. I mean, that was what I was doing. I wasn't doing the fucking real American leg drop.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is the whole thing. I don't know if it's so much for Eddie, but for me, the reason why I mean, I know Hogan was a joke back in the day. He couldn't wrestle a lick. But he had charisma. He sold arenas out. The reason why, if anything, I got into him really is that for me, what got me into wrestling was the toys, and I think I've mentioned that before. Do we still have you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, so, for me, and, bringing this back to a toy discussion, I had no idea what wrestling was at all until I saw LJN Wrestling Superstar action figures. And until I saw that very first commercial with, as you said, Snuka jumping off the stairs and Iron Sheik coming through the curtain and Hulk Hogan, crashing through the door. That was my first exposure to wrestling, and that's what got me into wrestling. You got into wrestling, I think, much earlier than I did, and from a different standpoint than I did. And I actually envy that because you got into really the really legit stuff.
I don't know that I got into it as earlier than you. I mean, you're older than me, obviously, but so you're thinking what, 85, 84 you got in?
84 when the LJN line came out.
I want to say I was about 5 when I was doing the Snuka shit. So I was kind of into it as a kid. I don't remember much except that, and then as I got older, I want to say 89, 90 is when I really full-fledged into wrestling, but it was NWA.
Right.
Was what I was into, and it continued from there. So I loved Sting. Sting is my favorite wrestler all time. As much as I love Ric Flair now, as a kid, I hated his fucking guts. I hated the Four Horsemen. Those were Sting's nemesis. And, as you get older, you become less of like a mark, and, you understand the game and you really see what Ric Flair is. And as a fan, I guess as you want to, you call him Smart Mark, I became a fan.
What about now?
I hear you now.
Oh my God.
I feel I became a fan of a lot of the 80s NWA territories, AW,
right.
not so much AW, I didn't watch much of that, but Georgia, Mid-South, Memphis. Memphis is another amazing territory. And another thing I'm into is Poro, which is Japanese wrestling. That shit is amazing. Even today, it's amazing. That stuff it's so great. I don't know how to explain it, but there's so many great wrestlers out of Japan that, a lot of wrestling fans don't even know. American wrestling fans don't even know. They just they eat up this WWE bullshit, and it's like, man, there's so much better shit in Japan you could be watching.
Yeah. So yeah, Pedro, you walked in on a wrestling discussion.
We figured we'd talk wrestling since you're not into it.
You guys are geniuses.
Well, no, Pedro is kind of into it because Pedro character collects Hulk Hogan. Is that right, Pedro? You like Hulk Hogan figures?
I like his character,
oh
especially the racist one.
No, actually, you just endeared yourself to Bill.
This is I like it just for the nostalgia. I was into wrestling because I think of the cartoon, or the fact that it was on after cartoons and Saturdays on Channel 5.
Rockin' Wrestling?
No.
Rockin' Wrestling was CBS, but the actual WWF was on, I think, Channel 5 in the after cartoons were over. I don't know if you...
That was a good...
Oh. Go right ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's a good point. I totally forgot about the whole Rock and Wrestling show. That is the other thing that got me into it, too, was first the figures, and then the Rock and Wrestling show. So you're right, yeah.
I remember, for me, I saw the Rock and Wrestling show first, and then I saw kids bring the toys to the school. No articulation for me, and all rubber. No interest. I had no interest in them. And plus, King Kong Bundy was just wearing like a caveman, like jump. I don't know what the hell you call that one shoulder. I mean, just the outfits were just too ridiculous, too simple. Men and just in their underwear. I couldn't do it.
It's funny because there are a lot of fans who complain about the lack of articulation. They felt that wrestling figures didn't really start getting their heyday until the Hasbro ones in the early 90s. I didn't care so much about the lack of articulation. I thought that the whole rubbery thing and the fact that you could just do whatever you wanted with them, besides the fact that the paint peeled, that made them very unique, I thought.
Oh,
and that kind of... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, go right ahead. I agree with you there.
I was just saying that I felt like that it was different from anything else that was on the market, and it allowed you to do more with them as far as wrestling and crushing them together and playing with them in a ring than you could do with an articulated figure that could break.
Absolutely. They really did they lasted longer for really rough play. My problem was that I was into, if you're not articulated and you didn't have a cool superhero military look, I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
But I do like it for nostalgia reasons. That's why I picked this guy up.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit, is that the new one?
He found the new Savage. Well, he didn't find the new Savage. Like the one that Eddie's looking for is Hall of Fame. That's the Savage with the rib cast that came out.
Oh, I didn't know they made a Hall of Fame one. I didn't know to look out for one. I mean, this was impossible. This was impossible to find. This is the only one I've seen in months.
It's very hard to find. I haven't got. I'm not a big fan of that one because that's the WCW Savage. But yeah.
No, this is what I'm talking about. That bullshit WWF.
No, but it's not so much against WCW. I felt that Savage's best days were in WWF.
No, I got his 85 WWFs. I would love one of those. And actually, his Memphis shit is the best shit he's ever done.
I want to see that. That's something I need to see is the Memphis Savage.
I don't remember if it was Memphis Championship Wrestling or if it was. I think it was his IWF. I can't think off his dad had. It was Angelo Paffo's territory in Memphis. There were different things in Memphis, not just ICW I think or IWC. I can't recall off the top of my head. But he was a fucking nut. I mean, you'd think he was a nut in early WWF. I mean, he was a nut in Memphis. He just...
See, I want to see that now.
It was great shit. Great interviews.
Back in, I guess, in the heyday, in the late 80s, I would spend summers in Puerto Rico with my father for 2 months, and they had a local wrestling league, and every summer a different wrestler for the United States would be part of it. I remember specifically Junkyard Dog was there.
IWA Puerto Rico.
I have no idea, man. You would, I
Yeah.
think you would probably know more
Yeah.
than me.
I got a whole DVD collection full of them. Yep.
Oh, okay. I just remember my sisters and I would just fucking, we would just,
Yeah.
it was just, it was hysterical because they were.
Invader, right? Invader, and that's where Bruiser Brody got stabbed to death by the Invader.
Get
He
out
died.
of here.
Yeah, he died in Puerto Rico. He stabbed him to death in the locker room.
Oh, that's some
shit.
craziness. Oh,
Yeah. Invader. Invader. Who was the big guy over there? I can't think. I can't remember his name. Who the big star was over there? But
I don't, yeah, I didn't know much of it. I was only there during the summer, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that was.
yeah, it was some crazy shit. They used to have matches like with the fucking the stadium would have chain link fence around the audience. They would throw
Yes.
they would throw batteries and shit at the
Yes, yes. Now
Yeah.
that I remember. Yes.
yeah, they would throw batteries at the fucking wrestlers. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah, Bruiser Brody, he was he was a savage. I love that guy, man. I love that guy. Whoosh! With the chain. He was big in Japan. He did some big stuff in Japan. Florida Championship Wrestling. That was big with Dusty down there. Mike Graham. But I'm trying to think of the guy who was in IWA. You probably know his name if I said it. I can't remember his name though. He was big. But yeah. So what else we got to talk about here?
Well, when Pedro got kicked out, we were talking about Thundercats.
That's right.
And I'm glad you're back, Pedro, because you had mentioned, apparently this is news today, that besides the sub going up, you said that they shortened the sub by a figure. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's not today's news. It happened earlier this week. It happened basically just before the subscription went live. Because it would make sense because the subscription now says 4 figures. Originally, it was going to be 6 figures, and plus the Mum-Ra freebie. Now it's only 4 figures.
So
Now
it's
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that they don't have enough faith, they don't think they have enough orders, they don't want to put in the money, or that they want to do a short, or they want to do at the end of the year short membership so they can start a full-fledged one 2017. All right, I don't know, but it sucks because we're not getting Jaga, okay, and I know there were 2 later Thundercats. We're either getting the old man or the female, and we're not getting one or the other. But we are getting the Jackalman, and we are getting Panthro. And that's basically. We'll see how Matty Collector. We'll see what's going on with Matty Collector. I haven't even checked my subscription because I didn't get any emails, but I usually sign up for bi-monthly mailing.
Are you talking about Club
yeah.
Eternia at this point, or just in general?
The Club Eternia, the new one.
Well, the Club Eternia thing is weird because, and that's something else we could talk about here, is that a lot of people apparently were receiving emails saying that their 2016 subscription was canceled. This is something that sometimes happens with Digital River. They're starting a new subscription. It's been a while since it was put into place, and so people are getting cancel notifications. I did not receive any cancel notification. I checked to see if I'm still subscribed, and it says my next renewal is March, which means January must have been processed, but I never received an email, nor do I see anything on my credit card saying that I've been charged yet for January. So I don't know what's going on with that.
From what I understand, what I hope that means that that they're mailing. Maybe you sign up for the bi-monthly one. For the bi-monthly mailing. I know they're supposed to come out bi-monthly, but I'm hoping that they mail them out. That's how they mail them out.
Oh, so you're thinking it's the people who did the triple shipping that's having the problem?
I don't know. I think the people that have the no. What I think is the people that had the shipping. Give me 1 second. The problem is the people that have that were supposed to get it right now, that were supposed to get it in the mail now.
But that's me.
Oh, did they send you a shipping notification?
No, but I know that the figure is delayed with shipping. They did announce that there's a delay in the shipping of the figure. It's the fact that I don't even think I've been charged yet for it, and yet it says that my next renewal is March.
You know what? Jeez, I have no idea.
It's a very weird thing going on right now with them, but I don't know. They're sticking with Digital River. I don't know why. Obviously they're sticking with it because they're cheap, probably. But other than that, it's just a fiasco. It really is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, they suck. And brings us to the club. The club is finally the club? Fun Club is finally going to do the registration for the BotCon, which is in April. Which my hope is that they're gonna. It won't be until 3 months. It won't be until March before we can sign up for the JoeCon. They'll probably do it 3 months out. But I hope let's see how it goes. I saw the new what do you call it? The box set, which is basically Combiner Wars figures. I saw them combined, and they looked awful.
Yeah, is that supposed to be Predaking?
I have no idea. It's got to be some G2, some Beast Wars. It's something else. It's not. I think it's Beast. I think it has to do with the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars. It's not a G1 homage.
Okay.
All right. I was not impressed at all. But I already had issues because I'm just not interested in I'm just not interested in in more Combiner War stuff or rehashes.
Speaking of Combiner Wars and just speaking of stuff that you are interested in, I remember that you were showing recently the Combiner War add-ons for Devastator, the third-party add-ons.
Those were fucking awesome. Seen them that night, New Year's Eve, me and him.
Yeah,
New Year's Day, right? We fucking
on New Year's Day, yes. I gotta say, a lot of people, the couple of reviews I've seen, people really dislike it, and I kind of feel what they're saying. It's not 100% perfect, but I'm the type of guy that I don't expect that anymore. All right, there are just some things that just don't work out. Bottom line is, I am a person who's not taking my toys out to the backyard or to the park, okay, to play with, or into my or the front of my place on the stoop.
Only in your bed.
Only in my bed, only on the shelves of the countertops around my bed or around my room. Okay, and for those purposes, it is a beast.
yeah.
And people just nitpicking about stuff. There were a couple of things I don't like. The fact that they didn't give you a way of attaching of coming up. They didn't come up with a way of attaching the tracks on the arms on Scrapper and is this Scrapper? I don't know whatever the name of the arms are. So that makes it a little. So that's a little bit frustrating, but it's frustrating. Basically, you move it and you put it back into place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I saw this guy who I'm not sure what his name is, John something, and he just spent 36 minutes just complaining, and he was doing some things wrong, and then complaining that it didn't work.
Who's the company to put these out?
Perfect Effect.
Perfect Effect. Okay.
And they've got a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
All right. The joints of some of the stuff. Oh, and by the way, Perfect Effect is having retailers mail out new hands for Devastator because the ones that came with the set were loose. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna call Big Bad Monday and find out if they're just simply gonna mail it to me, which they've done, which has been done before, or if I have to order something and then they ship it with me. I gotta figure out. I want to make sure I get it. But they put a post on Facebook on the Facebook page that they were gonna help everybody out with that.
I love the hands actually. I thought it was cool that it would it have 3 parts of articulation on each finger and then the ball joint.
Yeah, dude,
I mean, that's
it's got the
incredible.
knuckle. I mean, yeah, 3 on each finger, up, and they're all ball jointed. So
Right.
yeah, it's an incredible. They're great. The problem was that at the wrist, where when you turned it 90 degrees, it went limp.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? I figure out how to fix that stuff. I've dealt with toys for enough. I've been dealing with toys long enough to realize that sometimes when I get vintage toys, I have to fix them because there's something loose with them. Okay, and B, the stuff from factories, it just happens.
Oh, that's when we were trying to put the cellophane in there and shit. Did you ever work it
Yeah,
out?
yeah. No, I had to put. You have to put something thicker than the
Like
cellophane.
paper? All right.
Yeah, paper or yeah, you put paper. I still have to go and buy floor polish. It happens. It's a major inconvenience, and if it's a problem, if it's something that you have a problem with, you have a problem with it. I'm happy. I'm personally happy with it. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome set. I really, I'm glad I was there when you put it together.
Yeah, I really was happy with it.
And
How,
hey, he gave the middle finger. So how do you beat that?
I threw that on our Instagram. Yeah. I wanted to ask you. I had sent you guys a picture of that Metroplex. You know, when we were hanging out, Pedro, I had mentioned that the Hasbro Metroplex, I didn't like how the waist was not full. It was just really thin. And then I come on Facebook the other day, get on Facebook, and there's this fucking incredible Metroplex with a nice full middle section. What is that? Is that the same scale, or is that a smaller?
It's smaller. Okay.
Okay.
It's still bigger than the original.
Okay.
You're talking about the Mach-E Toys Utopia.
Utopia.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It is a beast. And you're right. It does not skimp out anywhere. It
Not
is
at all.
thick. It is thick. It is a beautiful piece. All right. It costs an arm and a leg. But it is absolutely gorgeous.
I want the Dystopia, which is the Metro Titan colored version. That costs an arm, a leg, and a penis. And it's like almost $500.
Yeah, and that one, they probably made it in a really limited amount.
Yeah, I mean, he's not sold out. He's still available on Big Bad Toy Store and a couple of the sites. I just can't pull the trigger on something that expensive.
Well, at that price, it's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, you don't have that one, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's cool, but it's not that cool.
Yeah, I love those colors. That's the thing. I'm a sucker for the Metro Titan colors.
Yeah, they're a little too fruity for me.
Yeah,
Just
I like the
a little
fruity
bit.
one.
Plus, I'm not happy that I bought a knockoff of the vintage Dystopia. What was the original name of it? Metro Titan, and the chrome peeled off the face.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the same one I bought, I think, too. I didn't open mine up yet, but yeah, I have the same thing.
Yeah. Not fun.
But it's the only way to get a Metro Titan for a reasonable price.
Yes, because the original one was only released in Japan, and to get it complete, mint, yada, 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 it's not pretty.
Exactly. So, I kind of feel like it's worth it for that reason, but yeah.
See, I'd love to get these things. They're too damn expensive. And then on top of that, there's so many third parties. I would get one and not be. I would love something on one, love something on the other, and I would kill myself mentally just trying to decide which one I want out of the 2 or 3 that are available.
I mean, and now with the third party, there's so many third party companies that you have the same character coming out from the different companies. Like, Pedro kind of helped me decide, which Galvatron to get. There's Tyrant from, what was the name of the company, Pedro? DX9?
DX9, yeah.
And then there's Sovereign from
Fantoys.
Fantoys, yeah. And to Pedro's point, Fantoys has a much better track record. The Galvatron looks a lot bulkier, looks a lot more movie accurate, and so I actually decided to make a choice between the two. Back in the day, when I was really being stupid, I would have bought them all. But now I feel like I have to find a way to dwindle down and choose. I can't just buy them all. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gotten really bad now because Mackey Toys is just straight up producing masterpiece pieces. They're coming out with an insane Inferno and Grapple.
Yeah.
They're coming out with Point Blank, the Target Master. All right. Their next release, the one's coming up in a few, is Hard Case. Okay, the Headmaster Hard Case. I don't know what their fake names are, but they're really stepping them up, and they're not the only ones. TFC is also doing their own masterpiece pieces. All right,
Yeah.
they did their own Hound, but I like the Maki Toy one was better. All right, but they're also, and I think they're also doing Grapple and Inferno, and I don't know what else they're doing. I got to watch the Cybercast, G1 Hexatron's Cybercast to see what's on the horizon. TFC is a good company. I think they're the ones that made Hercules, and they've made some other very cool combiners.
Yeah.
I think they're the ones that did Abominibus. I think it's them. But Amake Toys does a great job, and it's insane. Oh, Mastermind Creations, they do great masterpiece pieces, and right now their masterpiece pieces now are basically IDW toys. They're figures from the IDW comics. All right, they just did 2 Decepticons from the IDW comics that I have no idea who they are. Okay, and I have no idea who they are, but they're awesome. They're straight out of the comics. One is an interrogator. He turns into a torture chair. It's insane. All right, and they also released one based on the IDW comics, the Spartan, the original leader of the Wreckers.
I seen that picture of the chair. I thought it was a throne. I didn't.
I
look
thought that was a throne too.
The red chair.
I don't remember. I seen it today earlier. I was like, it looks like a throne. They got guys.
Dude, it's got the cap for electrocution.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to go look back at it.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
Actually.
Yeah, it is crazy. Really cool. Evangelist did a good review on it. And I think the first one they released of that turns into this insane sniper rifle that's a great size for any of these third-party oversized combiners.
I'm glad they have Transformers turning into guns again, even if it's third party.
But right now it seems like they're for some reason people are out there still making, and new companies are coming out making Devastator. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I don't understand it either. I think that once Hasbro does it, it's like, what's the point? And there's so many other third-party versions of it. It just doesn't make any sense.
There's so many out there, and I think a new one just dropped last week. I saw dropped his hat in the ring. I was like, I can't. I was like, are you kidding me? But upgrades I've noticed that there's been a trend to going back to third parties started with upgrades, and they're going back to doing a lot more upgrades, similar to what DX9 does. Some great upgrades, and they're working on some insane ones. They did a great one for the Combiner Wars Megatron, and they're doing one, and I think it's them or somebody else. They're doing all these. I think DX9 is doing an upgrade for the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime as well, and it's sick. It really beefs him out, and it makes him taller, makes him basically leader class, so he's as tall as the Megatron. Beefs him up, and he can retain it all when he transforms. They're doing a lot of that, and then the other thing that's driving me crazy is the Legend scale, the 3-inch scale DX9 and Iron Factory third-party Transformers, whether they're G1 style, movie style, or IDW, or War for Cybertron, which is, I think, another company that's doing the War for Cybertron figures. And these Legend class 3-inch figures are better than Hasbro Deluxes, including Combiner War Deluxes. The transformations, are ingenious and simple. Okay, but you get the vehicle you want, and it looks like the IDW comic, or it looks like what it's supposed to look like in G1, and then you get these robots with great articulation. They don't always have, and they don't always have Marvel Legends level of articulation, but you could do insane stuff with them. And they're pocket size, and they're great for that They're great for that huge Generations Metroplex, or even the Utopia from Maki Toys.
Pedro, you can run a clinic on third party.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third part, that the whole rise of third party is interesting. I didn't realize that I got into it when it started because I didn't get the very first set. The very first set was very limited and still sells for hundreds of dollars. And all it was a couple of guns, a spoiler, and a head to take the classics Cliff Jumper that basically was just a recolored Bumblebee and change his head and give him weapons from the cartoons and give him a new bumper. And I think a fender to make it look a little bit more Porsche-like.
I remember that.
And that was the first one, and that started the whole. That was the whole domino effect. That was fans' project.
You're giving me fucking vertigo. Just, guys,
You're love too. I'm noticing Pedro talking about this. He is in love and enjoy right now. He's just talking, going like this. He's just like he loves it.
Those third-party stuff, the upgrade kits, the crazy Devi movement. I mean, they must be out of business. iGear that came and went, but now they're coming back and they're reissuing the Conehead Seekers. So that's going to drop the price on mine.
That piece that you the pieces you got for the Devi, that was my first look at third-party add-ons, and I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, they're a little expensive, but it's fucking nice. For the price. I mean, you're getting your money's worth, I guess.
And they're imports. The other thing is that they're imports, so you have to factor in the price.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky that they are they're not knockoffs. They are third party and technically illegal. Because it would be more expensive if we had to pay for a license for something like that,
yeah.
And you know what, Hasbro wouldn't allow it because these upgrades are made for adult collectors, not for kids. So they're not tested for lead paint. They're not tested for the quality of the plastic. You can, the sword some of these edges and corners and weapons, you can poke somebody's eye out with no problem whatsoever.
Your hair falls out at night and shit as you go to bed.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Perfect Effect also did the upgrade kits for the first for all the Combiner Wars that have come out. They first started with Superion, okay, then they did Menasor, and they did a great job. I mean, these are great toys to begin with. Hasbro did a good job with these combiners. But if you're a collector and you're willing to spend the extra loot, you really get a beautiful piece at the end. I mean, the new head sculpts that you get with Perfect Effect for Menasor and Superion are obscene. I mean, they're insane. All right? And Perfect Effect, now, it fixes Menasor, but it doesn't make him as good as Superion. It forces him into a permanent A stance, but Menasor was horrendous out of the box. The way they did that Motormaster Optimus Prime mold did not lend itself well for an articulated combiner figure. So they came up with this piece, basically a whole chest, torso, crotch piece that forces the legs to stay, to have an akimbo stance. But like I said, I love it on my shelf, and I'm the type of person that I can always I will look at a figure and I will figure out what its best stance is, how to best stand them, how to best pose them. Okay, with some figures, I can't even figure it out because they can do everything and anything. With some figures, that the articulation is a little limited, and they've kind of their arms or their feet or their thighs, or there's something that's a little stylized, you can work with it and you can figure it out. All right. And with these upgrade kits, I've been able to do a lot of stuff, and I've been able to have a lot of fun with them. So so with these videos, these guys being very negative. Yeah. Alan?
No, go on.
No, and what I was going to say was with these guys that I hear them complaining, but this is the same douchebag that is also bought the United one. So he's comparing both of them. He's complaining about what he paid on this one. Yo, I didn't buy the United one because I put my money into the American one with the upgrade set, which gives you about roughly the same cost. And actually a little bit cheaper, because I'm pretty sure that he bought his at the Toys R Us price, not at the Bill Singh price.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the Bill Singh price?
It's at least $30 cheaper than what they retails at Toys R Us, because I think Toys R Us was selling them for $169.
Okay.
All right. Here in New York, they were $196.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking expensive. I was surprised.
They were ridiculous, or they may have started here in New York at $169 and then went up to $196. But anyway, that's the price now. We got ours for $120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while I did spend a lot on these upgrade kits, I am so happy. The thing is, with me, and it is not everyone, if this upgrade kit, if I spend extra and I get something that to me just ripped, that just basically punched right out of my TV screen, I'm sold. I'm happy. All right, that's what I want. That's what I want. But anyway, I'm actually putting together. I've got 2 bins of upgrade parts that I haven't put together, or I have the boxes and stuff like that. I think I want to do a video. I want to do a video, Bill. So I want to talk to you. So we'll talk later on about doing it, because I just found 2 full bins of my basically the history of third-party add-ons. This is just the add-ons.
I love doing them videos, so let's get it done. You know.
Let's get her done.
I wanted to talk a little about the Far Side Custom Convention. And get that out there a little bit. We're going to be doing a live podcast from there. So
internet permitting.
Yes, internet permitting. We should know that sooner than later. But either way,
we should be able to figure it out. My mom was. I was talking to my mom about that, and she said, "Can't you just get an air card?" I don't know if they make air cards anymore, but we can figure something out.
They do. But yeah, we could figure it out somehow. I don't know if you have the flyer. If you could share that on your screen share there.
Yes, I do.
The most recent one.
The one you just sent me.
Yeah, the one I sent.
The one that is the one that's not totally busy at all.
Lots of busy. But,
lots and lots of busy, but I will share it. Let me get into sharing mode.
All right, I'm putting you as the main picture here, so.
All right, let me put away those naked selfies that I was taking earlier today.
All
okay.
Right, go ahead, speak on it.
Okay, so you got it?
Yep, I see it. Alan, you see it?
I see it.
All right.
Sounds like it's copacetic.
Only when Pedro talks, though, do I see it.
Okay, so I will.
I got it. Broadcasting by itself.
So, okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So what we have here is this is one of the few, maybe first ever, maybe not first ever, but we're trying to make this into an annual custom convention for those people that like to build their own toys, particularly 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe, but for everyone and anyone. We're going to have some guests. We're going to have giveaways. This convention is being run by Hell Screamers, all right, the producers of Hell Screamers, basically Solomon Witt, and it's called the Far Side. Yeah, you got to help me with this because there's just so much information here.
Well, Far Side is basically Solomon Witt, and I believe Damon Whitfield. Now, Solomon is doing Hell Screamers, which is his own brand. He's going to be displaying that stuff at the show, which I got to tell you, I've been seeing it for a while now. I can't wait. Most likely going to be a Kickstarter. Digger Mesh. You see what he's done. Other Dead, Agent 88, and Mini Mates. I'm going to have a pro wrestler called Brimstone there from Grindhouse Radio and Hound Comics. Chris Madd is a guest artist. The Angel Forge, which puts together kits and stuff. We're going to have Keep It Clean, Mike Hatch, and I can't see the other one there. These images are
well, it's getting sponsored by Marauder Task Force, Action Figure Insider, and Toys Diva.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't know what this all means, but you might have heard of, let's say, Angel Forge or Keep It Clean. Basically, you're going to be able to go to a show, and you're going to be able to pick up customs made by Farside Comics of toys that you would have liked to have, that you wanted a better version of, okay? That you have or that you like, or that there's an alternate version of it, or that was never made, and you want to have your own copy, and you want to have this copy of a fully articulated, fully well done custom. And also, if you make your own customs, you can walk in here and buy heads, custom-made, custom-sculpted heads, torsos, arms, legs, of anything you can imagine. All right? I suggest that you visit keepitclean.com and angelforge.com to see what they offer. All right? If you don't already are part of this, and you're already, and you don't, if you're not already part of this of the customizing community, it's a great way to get together with us other customizers, discuss techniques for painting, sculpting, putting figures together. If you're like me, I don't want to go. I probably could become good at doing customs, but I'm not. I don't want to spend the time. I like buying really good customs made by good customizers. I will pick some stuff up, and what's great is that we're offering some great incentives. Well, not me, but the customizers are going to be raffling off customs, and the Plastic Empire, during its live podcast, will sponsor a online. You want to take over, Bill?
Yeah, we're going to be doing an online trivia game. So basically, if you want to get in that, hit us up at tpe@ThePlasticEmpire.com. We're taking 8 contestants. You could also hit us up on Skype, which is how we're going to run it. Internet permitted. It's going to be, I'm sorry, Skype is The Plastic Empire. The Plastic Empire is Skype. So add me on there, and this way you could contact us through that, and we. Well,
tell them why they want to do it.
What's that?
Tell them why they want to be part of this.
The winner, tentatively at this point, is going to get a custom Steel Brigade, Star Brigade, Destro action figure.
That's tentative, but we're definitely going to have a Farside Customs exclusive,
right.
Custom
100%.
100% to give away.
Yeah, we're nailing down which one. At this point, I feel it's going to be Destro Star Brigade, which is fucking incredible. Once I get pictures, I'll post it up on our Facebook, The Plastic Empire. So check us out there, like our page. And just another heads up with this show is half of the door proceeds go to Wounded Warriors. So that's another.
Yeah, guys. It's only $10 to get in. Okay.
It's going to be cheap. If you want to get a table, contact Solomon as soon as possible. You can find him on.
You can contact us as well.
Yeah, contact us. We'll put you in
contact with Solomon.
Contact with him. You could see there his info up there. Farside_conventions_info@yahoo.com. Cosplayers get in free. So if you're a cosplayer, it makes sense to get in there. If you're a customizer and you want to have a table, you want to show what you're doing or sell what you're doing, get a table. Hit hit them up, let them know. We're going to be there doing the podcast, which is going to be awesome. I always wanted to do a live podcast from an actual convention and show, so this is our first shot at it. Damon Whitfield will be there from Nomad Customs. Awesome art customizer, part of the Tri-State Viper crew, and Jose Sala.
Tri-State!
Yep, TSV, baby. Hopefully some of you guys are watching us right now. But, this is over. This is basically on the border of Long Island and Queens.
It's very easy. We have to get, we don't have the information yet for public transportation, but by car it's very easy.
Yeah, I'm going to look up the actual address now, so I could shout that out.
Yeah, that would be helpful. But it's basically, like you said, it's just it's the Queens Long Island border. It's a nice neighborhood. It's at a veterans hall, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, and like we said, half of the proceeds, 50% of the $10 go to the Wounded Warrior Project. So it's a good cause, and we love to see people out there. Oh, and you know what? If you just want to go to a show for toys, to pick up toys, pick up vintage toys, pick up used toys, pick up toys, and comics.
Yeah, it's not just customizing, but that's a big focus with this show. I have the address here. It's 155 Searingtown Road, SEARINGTOWN Road, and Albertson, New York, 11507. So, it's Saturday, March 26th. The show is running from 12 to 7 p.m. We're probably going to try to be on as much of that time as possible with some intermissions to the show. We're probably going to run it exactly like we're running this one tonight, directly from Google Hangouts on YouTube. So,
and we'll also be interviewing some of the guests, some of the attendees, and we'll be and it's going to be live from the floor. So if you can't make it, you'll be able to see. We'll put cameras out there so you can see what's going on in the show, what the show looks like, what the customs being offered, and we'll talk to some people.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be speaking with a lot of the customizers themselves and attendees. So we want you to stop by the booth, shout us, give us a shout. We'll get you on there, and then.
So save your pennies, boys and girls. Save your pennies because you're gonna want to come and spend.
Yeah. What else? I had something going there. I lost it. But Alan, hopefully you'll be able to make it. Hopefully that.
I won't be able to physically be there. Unfortunately, I found out that that's just not going to be doable. But I will make sure to be on for that for the podcast and as much on during that day as I possibly can. So
what can't you come?
I'm sorry,
Alan. Take a flight after work on Saturday, on Friday night. And go back Sunday.
I unfortunately don't have the funds. I had to make another flight at the end of February. I got to make a flight in April. I just literally don't have the funds for it. If the Plastic Empire can put together some pennies and pay for the flight, then maybe we can make it happen.
No.
More money than all of us. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about? I got some third party products to pick up, buddy.
I got bills I can't even pay, for Christ's sake.
Oh, what are those?
But
is that the stack of letters? Is that the stack of letters I got?
Yeah. I'm back to what I needed to say there. I remembered it was the trivia host is going to be none other than Pedro.
Steve Bala.
Bala's going to be doing
Doc Blessed or Doc Blessed.
Doc Blessed. That's Bala's the man.
One-time possible future mayor of New York City.
That's right.
We love you, Steve, and he's a Tri-State Viper. We love you. We love the Tri-State Vipers again.
What's more importantly, Steve Bala is a Steve Bala.
He is a Steve Bala, that's for sure. One of a fucking kind. You don't get that, Steve.
No, you don't.
And we missed you New Year's Eve, you fucking jerk off. So, no, you didn't miss him, Pedro?
I'm trying to figure that one out because you were coughing up a lung.
Oh,
You were
How are you
coughing up
feeling
a
now?
lung.
I'm a little better today, man.
Oh, you sound great. You sound normal.
Yeah, I'm a little raspy, but I'm not doing too bad the last few days.
Did you see a doctor yet? Did you take my advice?
Not yet. I'm hopefully I'm coming off of it. If in the next few days I think I'm really, if I feel like I'm coming down and it doesn't go away, then I think I definitely got to see a doctor.
Kids, take note. If you have an illness that doesn't go away in 2 weeks, see a doctor. Now you know.
It's been a fucking month, so
It's been a month. Yeah,
Exactly.
you might wanna get some penicillin, some antibiotics or something, buddy.
I might have to.
And you're gonna show up there and he goes, "Oh wow, this is what a walking pneumonia looks like."
That's all right. I was hacking a little here. I was just muting it.
Oh,
And
correct.
Pedro, are you doing better? Because I'm sorry that I missed you before I left, but you
Man, my nephew got me sick, so I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. It's not Bill Epic, but I had gotten better, and then my nephew got a really bad fever, and then he was fine, and now my throat feels funny. I mean, I can feel it, but my body's fighting it.
kids, when you're feeling sick, take Alpha Melis and take Keolic. Now you know.
Oh yes. Thank you for that. I still have to go get it.
What do I got to take? Let me know.
You got to take what's called Alpha Max, ALFAMAX, Astragalus, ASTRAGALUS, and Keolic, KYOLIC.
And the only two people listening to this podcast have officially left.
Well, guess what? It's kept me healthy for months, man. Knock on wood. So.
Oh no, I have no doubt about that. But we definitely lost any kind of traffic.
No, so seriously, let's get back to the show, man. We want to make it big, so let's get any of you guys that are dealers, hit them up, man. If you're a local guy, hit them up, and hopefully we'll see you there. We'll shout you out on the podcast, and another thing I want to get out is just add us on all these little things. Let us know what you think about what we're doing on the podcast. If we suck or if we're good, like to hear some feedback. But the Plastic Empire, all one word, on Skype. The Plastic Empire on Facebook. TPE at ThePlasticEmpire.com is our email, so hit us up there. And then ThePlasticEmpire.com. Check that out every once in a while. We add new little things here and there. It's kind of our side deal where we just try to provide some kind of content and for your entertainment, we hope. And I mean, this show is something I'm very excited about. It's like I told these guys. It's when I decided I wanted to do a podcast, it was one of the things I was thinking about was doing it live from a convention or a show, and the opportunity kind of just fell in our lap, so I couldn't turn that down. Hopefully you guys are excited as me.
Here.
Even though I won't be there physically, I'm very, very excited. I may have to start a Kickstarter fund so I can attend. We'll see.
Go fund me. We'll blast it.
Go fund me.
We'll blast it. You get a fucking raise, and look at you. You're cheaper than ever right now. What's going on?
Well, he got a raise, but he's losing it all on rent.
On rent. He got a raise, but he's gonna be buying more fucking Sideshow. That's the problem.
No, man. Hopefully I'm going to get it as swag. I'm hopefully going to get it as swag.
Oh, you and this swag. It's not gonna happen.
Alan, find out, A, if you can get stuff more than just for yourself, and B, what you don't want, I want.
Of course.
All right, I want the Phasma, and I want the Batman and Superman from Batman versus Superman.
Oh, you canceled your Phasma. Come on.
I did, but if he can get it for me, If he could get it for me at some kind of discount or whatever, yo, I'm there.
Yeah, since those are hot toys, I don't know if it has the same effect as Sideshow Collectibles itself, but I'll find out.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right.
But it still might. I'll have to find out.
Well, you know what? Some of those DC ones are kind of cool anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, find out what the deal is, you know, and just keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah. So, anything else? Anything else you guys want to get off?
I mean, we got. Yes, I like to get some of this phlegm off my chest.
You and me both. Trust me.
But other than that, geez, I'm loving my DX9 carry, the unofficial Rodimus Prime.
Yeah.
I am loving something I don't have in my hands yet, but it's the G2 Superion recolor for Combiner Wars. It's just gone up on pre-order at various sites. I love those colors. I know they're fruity as Fruit Loops, but I'm looking forward to getting them in my hands.
You know what? Let me tell you, they're not as Fruit Loopy as you think. I like that blue and that red are really nice. Yeah. I'm hoping that Perfect Effect, and I can't see them not doing it, but Perfect Effect comes out with a hand. It comes with the full upgrade kit, actually, with the head, the middle of the chest that expands it, hands and feet, and with the hands and feet in silver. I'd love for them to do that.
You mean for G2?
For G2, yeah. It's got to come out at some point. Yeah, at some point, I hope they do it. I mean, that'll make. I'm basically waiting to see if that comes out or not. But at $100 for the box set, it's not bad. I mean, I put it on pre-order.
Great price.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. When I saw that, I waited for it to sell out, and I was like, I hope they pre-order it, and they did.
I bought it. I mean, I think that $100 is an amazing price for that set, considering. And hopefully they're going to be doing the same for Menasor and for Bruticus.
Oh yeah, yeah. But when it comes to G2, I think the only one I really like is the Superion.
I agree. It is the best looking one. It's. I'm glad that one came out first for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Show us your new goodie. Okay, Joe.
What's up?
Show us your new goodie.
What do you mean, my new goodie?
The goodie you were showing us earlier.
Your DX9.
Oh, show it to you?
Yeah.
Ah, well, let me get.
I'll put you up there just like this picture.
I mean, am I still screen sharing?
Yeah.
Or is that off?
We're still screen sharing now. Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of that. Da, 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 da.
This is the end of the Yankee game or what?
Aha.
There it is.
We're good, right?
Yep.
This right here is DX9's carry with an Autobot sticker that I stuck on there.
Good centering. Good centering.
Yep. Oh, I'm good at that. Well, I am very good at centering by eyeball. I mean, I can see, somehow I can just see where the lines meet and with the spacing. I'm good at that. Not much anything else, but I'm good at that. All right. It comes with a target master. I think he's called Rimfire. I call him Rimshot. Whatever. It's, as you can tell, it's asymmetrical, and it's got a longer piece here, a longer barrel there. But I think it doesn't look that great, and the way it's supposed to transform, whatever. But this right here is just the colors. The colors on this are just beautiful, and this head sculpt is awesome.
Yeah.
That does look yummy.
All right, and just look at, and the way he basically accordions in. There's a lot of folding because the trailer is here. The trailer is back here. All right, and in his chest. And it just accordions so well that he looks beefy. He doesn't feel hollow. He has a backpack, but since he has really nice, since he has his fins here, the backpack, including the fins, isn't that crazy. Yeah. And he still has swivel articulation. Oh, and he's super tight. I mean, look at that. I can put his feet up.
Yeah.
His knees are ratcheted, and it does a nice just over 90. His foot is on a swivel.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, on
That's
the
nice of you.
on a two-way swivel with a nice long heel. I mean, this guy can really stand, and he stands really nicely.
What else did you say about his feet? They're metal? Die cast?
This piece right here, die cast.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see the glare
Yeah.
off the light.
Yeah. Yep.
Just this piece here is die cast. I'd prefer more die cast, but you know what? Die cast is die cast. I am not going to complain. All right, and
Yeah.
oh, and one more feature.
Yeah.
One more feature. Whenever I do this, it's
Technical difficulties.
right there. You can open up his chest, and it has a sculpted matrix.
Nice. A little more color detail would have been better on that, but
Yeah, a little more. They detailed the center of the matrix, but they could have definitely painted around the matrix. But hey, they didn't have to add it at all.
yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Right? And I just love. Oh, and his hand. He's got slightly better than Masterpiece finger articulation. The bottom three fingers are on a pin hinge. They're pinned in, and then he's got his index finger on an extra hinge, so he can say, "Come here." Or he can point, hey you, all right, on both hands. And what's up?
What didn't you like about the gun?
Well, the gun,
Handle or something?
the handle is really bad on it. Everybody hates these. I don't know what it is, but third parties cannot do. They just can't seem to get Target Masters right. Okay, if you see this thing is just crazy. All right, this is the best configuration I was able to get it in, which is the shotgun configuration, basically, and with one fin on the side here. But I like it. I don't think it's terrible. It's an interesting mass. But where this completely fails, it's not in the engineering or the design, because I can live with it. It's this peg. It is a round peg. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And look at his hands. His hands are his hole is a square.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nowhere to attach it. And also, if you look at his hand, look at all the bulk around his wrists. Nice detailing, but look how short the handle is. So when you put it in here, it barely. When you put it in straight, I don't know if this is how this will come off, but when you put it in straight, it's barely being held by his index finger.
Yeah.
And if you want more fingers to hold it, you have to put it on a downward angle like that.
I'm surprised
what I do.
I'm surprised it stayed in his hand, because the way you were whipping him around, it kind of stayed in his hand. I was shocked.
You know why? Because this is one of those few gems of a third party or modern day toy period that's got incredible what do you call that, friction. All right, his joints are nice and tight. When I push this finger around, man, I have to use a little force. Now, if I play with this like I used to play with my toys back in 1986, how long would it last? I don't know. But out of box, this thing here, you know, even though he's still by pressure holding onto this gun, it barely moves. It moves a little bit. So that's why I can't complain.
Yeah.
Even with a mess up like that,
it still works.
It still works. This thing is, this is one of the best third-party figures and one of the best Transformers from 2015, man. I gotta say, look at those boots, and just his transformation is fun as hell. It is fun as hell. It's a little bit of panel forming. It's a little of collapsing. They did a great job with this thing. So I recommend this. It's back in stock in most stores and went out of stock. I picked it up on eBay. I found a guy that was selling it. This is a used one, too. That's the other surprising thing.
BBTS sold this out?
I'm sorry?
BBTS sold out of this before you had a chance to get it?
Yeah. Now, all the stores, from what I understand, have it in stock today. As of this week, they had it in stock. But
okay.
all of December and the beginning of January, it was not in stock.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's sold out. This thing, I imagine the word of mouth. I mean, and look at the flames on the back. So
That is nice.
Yeah, this is the type of thing. I mean, he's got. I'm just surprised the backpack isn't so obtrusive. It really isn't.
Yeah, for an entire trailer, that doesn't look like anything.
Yeah, yeah. So they did a great job. They did a really great job with that one, um, and which is the opposite almost of this one. This is their. This is DX9's Astro Train, and he's just a little too loose for me. Now I did also buy him loose, but I find him that he's a little too loose, and he's got one of the thing. He's got a couple of things that kind of cheated. He looks great on the shelf, but he got a couple of other things that cheated. I think I showed you, Bill. I don't like this skirt, this crotch skirt. They had it. They needed it for the transformation for the either or the shuttle and train modes. All right, but you take that out. You see this thing? Look how his legs move.
Yeah.
And it has screws in the back. I tried tightening them, but it's not doing it. I got to open it up, and I got to add something in there. And the other thing is that it comes with a back. It comes with this panel. I'm trying to take it out right now. So of course it falls out all the time, but when I want to take it out, actually it doesn't fall out all the time. It stays on snugly. It has this back panel. If anybody out there remembers the G1, the original G1 Astro Train, this was like the back of the train, I think. Yeah, this panel goes in the back of the train, but it's just a panel. It doesn't attach anywhere. Especially when it's in shuttle mode. In shuttle mode, I don't know if you notice it has a circle here.
Yeah.
That circle is so you can use it with the gun as a stand to hold up the shuttle in flight mode. It doesn't work. It doesn't have any real stability, as you can see. It doesn't really have any stability. And then in robot mode, without it, so if you didn't have it, you end up with this in robot mode. Look at this cavity.
Yeah.
All right, it's atrocious. But they did, at least they thought about it. And with this piece, you put it in there. Okay, he's covered up.
A little bit better engineering would have been better.
Yeah,
for
what you pay for these things, and this is, technically a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece version of this. I mean, look at him compared to the Carrie. So like Carrie got everything that was really good. And this guy, they cut some corners in putting him together. It's like, see how Carrie is. Do you see how his legs are full? And look how even the back. See how nice that is.
Yeah, they are nice and thick.
You see how nice and beefy they are. This guy's got the tracks, so they're hollow here. And actually, I have the arms placed incorrectly. The arms are supposed to be placed like this, with this gap here, but it gives you the most range. And it's more cartoon accurate because you get the gray extending down here, but you get this gap. So I like the train mode. I like the train mode. I like the shuttle mode. All right, the shuttle mode is almost like a chubby mode, yeah. but it's cool. But and don't get me wrong, I'm doing a lot of complaining, but I still think this toy is hot. This is straight out of Compton, this is straight out of Cybertron. This is cartoon accurate. All right, but it's just like when you compare it to the Carrie, this is a beast. The Carrie's a beast, and this is pretty good. Not a beast per se, but anyway, those are my new acquisitions. I bought them both used. But Carrie is still in perfect condition, whereas whereas the shuttle, I don't know if that's just with mine. With the shuttle, with Astro Train, I don't know if it's just with mine or with all of them. But wow, that was a lot.
I love it though, man. I love looking at them.
That was a lot. Well, let's
things that are wrong with them and what works with them and.
Yeah, we all got to, sometimes not every toy is going to be perfect. Not every toy is going to be a home run. But I think as
your left shoulder.
Yeah.
The rock and roll.
Yeah, that's a beauty. But I gotta tell, but we're very lucky as collectors. We get some great stuff. All right, and we gotta just not support things that don't work out well.
Did you lose the fucking bipod on a fucking Gentle Giant rock and roll?
No, you're crazy. You're crazy. This bipod does not come out, man.
Yeah, it doesn't. I noticed that too. It doesn't come off.
I mean,
Good.
this, I just, this is just such an awesome figure.
Hell yeah.
Just an awesome figure. I mean, basically a masterpiece version of the original. Watch him fall. Exactly. Exactly.
I need a replacement. They better keep that fucking line going.
No word whatsoever.
I haven't seen any new pre-orders from them for quite a while now for any line, actually. So it's weird.
Maybe they're doing some shake-up. Maybe there's some shake-up going on or something.
Maybe. The only thing I heard whatsoever was that they had a review on Action Figure Insider for the Salacious Crumb, the gift figure, and the guy did mention that Jabba is coming. So there is a large-size Jabba the Hutt coming. So that's the only thing they've actually mentioned. I've seen no actual pre-orders for anything for any line for like a month or two now. So it's I don't know.
Could they be waiting for Toy Fair?
Maybe. But we're getting Zap, so at least Zap is coming up for the Joe line. And, there's still a couple Secret Wars figures to come. There's still some Superpowers figures to come. There's still some Batman Animated Series figures to come. But otherwise, the pre-orders themselves have just stopped for a while now, so I don't know what's up.
They did Animated Series 12-inch?
Yep.
They're doing Batman Animated Series 12-inch, yep.
I think they're overdoing it.
Why haven't I seen that? Unless I
They're on there. If you go to the Channel Giant website, go to pre-order gallery, you'll see. I think Joker, Robin is up there so far. Catwoman is up there. They're doing that line too. But yeah, General Giant is a weird beast right now. I don't know what's up with them as far as new product goes.
Maybe they're waiting for Toy Fair.
They could be.
Oh, yeah. By the way, podcast Toy Fair Sunday.
Yeah, that's going to be a must.
A podcast. We're having a podcast Toy Fair Sunday.
That's going to be a must.
Which is usually. I hope it's not. St. Valentine's Day.
What day?
I can tell you right now. Let me look that up.
Yeah, because Walking Dead is on on the 14th.
Toy Fair 2016 is going to be
podcast.
Yeah, you know what, guys? It's the 13th through the 16th.
So when's the 16th? What day is that?
Look right now.
That's a Tuesday.
13th is Saturday through to the 16th is Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
So we'll have to. What do you say? We'll do one on the 16th then on Tuesday night.
I think so. I think that would be better. Once the whole thing is over, we can recap the whole thing. Yeah,
makes sense.
I have a date on. I have a date on. Yeah, because that makes my life a lot easier. I have a date on St. Valentine's Day with Pamela, or Pamela.
Pamela and her 5 sisters.
Exactly. Oh, Pamela and her 5 sisters.
Who are they?
He's got a date. You didn't know he has a date on Valentine's Day, Alan?
I didn't tell you about Pamela?
I don't.
No.
Oh!
Always giving me, man.
But I have my date every day. I date every night, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm busy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, good
I
for you.
date every night.
He's dating your girl, Pedro, every night.
Yep. Pedro only gets her on Valentine's Day. I get her every other night of the year.
Oh shit!
And on Valentine's Day, so she gets more than one guy.
She gets around.
She gets around on Valentine's Day.
Oh, this is fucking wonderful.
Exactly. Well, all right. So we don't have to. Okay. So we're not having our Valentine's Day festivities interrupted. Very good.
So cool, yeah. So that Tuesday we'll throw out a podcast. We'll talk about everything. God, I gotta get organized, man. I gotta get a folder of toy pictures.
Gentlemen, my only possible issue is that day is going to be my new move-in day, possibly with my new place. So
On the 16th? I thought you're going. Oh,
Yeah.
you right.
It's not the 15th?
Yeah. The 15th is my last day here. The 16th, I have to move into the new place, most likely. But
So are you going to have internet that day?
no, I won't because I have to get it set up with the new cable company.
Oh, but you can't set up an appointment so they go the same day?
Probably not.
Why not?
Can we do it on Sunday?
What?
I know Toy Fair won't be done yet, but can we do it on that Sunday? We'll spend Valentine's Day together with all of our palms.
We might miss a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
Wait, though. No, is that true? Wouldn't most of the announcements be made over the weekend? Isn't that normally how it works?
That could be a possibility, but I don't want my Walking Dead interrupted.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Well, I will.
We were down. We were talking about The Walking Dead.
Well, I may or may not make an appearance that night. Then we'll see what's going on with me. But yeah.
Well, why don't you call the cable company and try to schedule that day, so maybe you can get it done. Do it early, so you know.
Yeah, call them up and see if you can schedule it. No, the appointment.
Just get it done early. Get it done early. As you know, the
All
date.
depends on if I can also. I would have to also take off from work to actually be there with them, which might be a problem. I may have to have them do it on the weekend.
Well, you
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Are you moving after work?
Yeah, you got to move in anyway.
I got to figure out how that's going to happen. I still got to talk with the people here and figure things out logistically.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Alan, I just thought of something. How much stuff could you possibly have? You just flew.
It's not the matter of having stuff; it's the matter of the time.
What do you mean the time? If you don't have, okay, let me see if I can run this. If you don't take anything with you, all you gotta do is take a cab to your new place, open the door, and you're inside. You're done. How many do you have? Luggage? Do you have boxes? Do you have furniture?
I've got luggage with me here. I've got 5 boxes and other things coming on the way. I have to figure out when they're actually going to show up. But yeah.
Alan, you better be on that night. You're moving with luggage and 5 boxes.
If I can get the cable company to be set up for that night, then sure. But there may be a possibility.
Find out. Or maybe you could do it over your phone.
I will find out. Because the last time I moved in someplace new, they did not allow me to install cable until I was officially residing in the location.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but you just said the 16th you'll be residing, so have them come early that day.
Oh yeah, because you're going to be in there.
I wasn't able to set up the appointment to make them come at all until I was actually inside. But let me see what I can do.
Oh no, you can call now and say, look, I'm going to be the 16th, and when you'll be there the 16th.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I can see if I could do that then. Yeah, I'll in fact write Mara about that.
Write who?
Bro, my landlord.
What? But you're going to be there.
No, I'm saying as far as getting a cable company set up and finding out who it is and other questions.
Oh,
I'm
who it is. Gotcha.
Okay.
Who you call? Yes, you don't want to call Cablevision.
Exactly.
They'll fly out there.
If you're lucky, you might be able to get files. You might be able to get some high-speed internet.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can get some cheap plan or something. Yeah, find out. I mean, it's San Francisco, though, man. I don't know. You're screwed. Now, where are you? You're not in San Francisco, are you? You're outside?
I'm outside San Francisco. I'm in San Rafael. San Francisco's across the Bay Bridge. Okay. I'm on the other side of the bridge.
Okay, listen. You're in San Rafael.
I was going to say, what the fuck is San Rafael?
Nope. I thought that too. It is pronounced San Rafael. It's really weird.
Yeah, yes, to the whitest fucking guy you know, yes. To Pedro.
Yes.
Tell him, Pedro.
Yes. When Manifest Destiny brought all you white motherfuckers out there in the 19th century, up until that point when the Mexicans were still there, when it's still part of Mexico, it was San Rafael.
There you go. It wasn't fucking Sheamus ass fucking. What did you call it, Sheamus? San Rafael?
Who are you talking? Who are you talking to?
Alan, what did he call it?
I thought it was San Rafael originally.
It might be. Depends on how it's spelled. But I think I bet you everybody there probably pronounces it. Like everybody pronounces. Like everybody says San Bernardino instead of San Bernardino. Or
yeah, well, that one's more tomato.
Well, no, it's the same. I think it's the same thing. It's like Los Angeles versus Los Angeles. Nobody goes. So it's San Rafael. You don't go to Paris and call it. Actually, you do call it Paris. Paris.
Paris.
Paris.
Oh shit.
All right, so Alan, check to see if you can. If it's too much, obviously we're here. We're here. We're playing with you.
We'll block you out.
I'm writing as we speak to try to see if I can make something happen.
All right. So now this has turned into a personal hangout instead of a Plastic and the Empire.
Hey.
All right, so I think we need to.
Irrelevant.
Either we cut it up, wrap it up,
or got another viewer. How could we stop now? One just popped on.
Where do we see?
Yeah.
Viewers?
Oh, welcome.
Right. What's that?
Where do you see the views on
Welcome,
YouTube?
I said.
Probably on my side. On YouTube, you could see them. If you go to the YouTube link, they'll mute it. Otherwise, you'll create a
an echo.
Yeah.
Oh, a loop. Yeah, I love looped echoes.
So ThePlasticEmpire.com, everybody. TPE@ThePlasticEmpire.com is our email address. Facebook, The Plastic Empire. What else do we have? Instagram, The Plastic Empire. Twitter _Plastic Empire _. What else am I missing, guys? We got a group on Facebook as well, The Plastic Empire. Pedro, what do you got?
I got the Plastic Empire, the Plastic in the Attic on Facebook, on YouTube, and soon coming to you via Instagram and the web.
On the Plastic in the Attic on YouTube is all one word. So when you search it, if you search it separate words, it won't pop up. You got to search it all in one word, or you could get right to it from our website, ThePlasticEmpire.com. Right at the top, you'll see our YouTube channels. Alan, what do you got?
I've got. Hold on, I'm having some technical difficulties right now. In fact,
then we'll ignore you for a second.
You want to what the Plastic Empire? What the site says for me?
What do you got? Yeah, what's your website? What's your site and all that?
Oh, for me specifically?
No, the other guy.
No, your landlord.
I am at. Oh, sorry, I went to the wrong one. Shoot. Hold on. I'm having trouble with reaching it, but I am.
Just say it. You don't have to go to it to get.
ThePlasticEmpire.com/plastic stash. I did have to go to it because I couldn't remember exactly what it was, how it was set up. But it's ThePlasticEmpire.com/plastic stash.
There you go. I think that's all our plugging. I feel like I'm missing one. Of course, our YouTube channel, The Plastic Empire. You can get that, like I said, on ThePlasticEmpire.com. Pedro, you said you're getting on Instagram soon, or what? When are you guys going to take over the fucking Plastic Empire Instagram? I got us a whopping 35 followers.
Seriously? You and we need to get together, and you need to show me the ins and outs how to use these things. I'm learning how to use Instagram. I put one picture up, and you saw it. I think you guys became members. So I don't know if it was automatic or not of my personal account, but I want to do a plastic in the attic, which basically whatever I put there, I'll put on Plastic Empire. But I want to go with you the sign-ins for all the stuff.
Yeah, the thing about the Twitter's cool because you can swap between Twitter accounts. So if any of you guys get a Twitter, you could also get the Plastic Empire account, where you could flip between your personal and the Plastic Empire, and then
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I have an aversion to Twitter. I don't know if I really. I like to be not. That's the. If I'm not going to cross one bridge, I'd like to be Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of, you know. It is,
When
I'm not that into it.
When I hear Twitter, see, for me, the image I get when I hear Twitter and when I think about Twitter is Kanye West.
Well, as Triple H once said in an interview, I don't tweet, I don't twit, I don't twat.
Exactly. So we may have to change that. You know, sometimes you got to get with the program.
I just wish Instagram would allow that, where you can swap out accounts off.
You can't. You can only have one account on Instagram.
I mean, I looked at it and
it's owned by Facebook.
I couldn't figure it out. So I got to be honest. And maybe there is a way.
Maybe you want to do it from. You have to do it from some device that's not your own, and it's not from any internet connection you've been on before.
You know, because it'd be nice for you to be able to flip in and out of those, because you got so many fucking toys. You could take pictures all day long.
Probably all year long.
There you
go. Actually, if you guys don't mind, I don't know what you're doing. I like to show you some of the pictures of. I want to show you some of the pictures that I'm taking of Nick's stuff that I'm putting up for sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me screen share this. I still need to improve on the lighting. The lighting is just not working for me.
Did you get those new lights you were talking about?
Yes, I did. So I have to check the new bulbs. I got to put in the more powerful bulbs. I got to figure out a couple of things. How do I get full screen on this thing? Give me a second, because I want to get full screen. But this will be a preview of what's being sold.
And
you know what?
And a test of your photo.
Of my photo skills, yes. It's just not as white. I wanted to be white. I wanted to be bright white.
Yeah, I did 4. Let's just say, you know, I have the 200X Masters of the Universe archive I'm trying to build on our website.
Yeah.
And I took 500 pictures, and I fucked up because I had the wrong white balance setting the whole time.
Yeah, I still have.
And I'm just so pissed off. I was ready to add all kinds of shit, and I blew it.
I'm working on it. Okay. I don't like this. There we go. Okay, now. Oh, thank you for doing that.
What happened?
I'm trying to get a program to share it, and just to display it. But right now, let me do screen share.
Use the what is it? The image.
Are we there?
There you go. I got you locked in.
Right back.
Okay.
Why'd you turn your camera off there, Alan? He just walks away. Ass hanging
Sorry
out.
about that.
All right. Here, can you both of you guys see Lionel?
Nothing up yet.
Nothing.
Didn't pop up. I see him, but then.
Oh, you don't see. Oh, you don't see the viewer.
You got to share your whole. You got to share the whole thing.
Yeah. I think I hear what you're saying. I think I know what I did wrong.
Share your whole.
So let's go here.
I wish I could do the share, because, like I told you, I get that infinite window. If any of you people out there listening know how in Google Hangouts to share without that infinity image, let me know, please.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do it from the editing, because it does, for the sharing does not pick up just the view for what just to view it.
If you should be able to get the whole picture though. What is it? With the screen share, you should be able to get entire screen. You hit entire screen and it should work.
That's entire screen. Where would that be?
You hit the little arrow to the left on the left prompt. Screen share pops up, and it should be the first option. Entire screen.
All right, we will see about that.
Oh, there's the little wrestling superstar thumb wrestlers.
Yep.
Hey, listen, this collection had some pretty interesting shit in it.
It did.
You know, did you see it in person, Alan?
I didn't see it in person, but I know that Pedro was putting up some pictures earlier. He asked about us about if we want a couple things as well. I didn't see it in person.
Yeah, it was some pretty cool shit.
Can you guys see it now?
There you go. Yep. We
Yes.
got it.
All right, entire screen. I was wondering what those other things are. Okay, learn something new. Here's Mr. Lionel.
There you
That's
go.
not a bad picture, man. That's a pretty good picture.
Yeah,
I
no,
think so, too.
The pictures are good. I would have liked for it to have been a little brighter.
A little brighter, yeah.
The colors are muted, but at least you can see the details.
I love the bootleg ass fucking Christmas ball as the back.
This is a 1978 bendable Godzilla. It's got one of the wires sticking out here. I could hide it, but I was like, you know what? Let me show it because then they'll complain about it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Teddy Ruxpin figurines, man.
Wow.
Now, this is only a portion of what he has.
Oh,
This
listen,
is
those right there.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Those, I didn't know. Didn't see those. The Donkey Kong stuff. I might be interested in that.
They're gonna be big. They're gonna bring in some money, man.
all right.
Yeah, those are good. I told you that when I saw you. Now,
This
is that DuckTales? Oh my
no,
God.
it's all of them. It's like, but
It's
it's
the afternoon.
yeah, but check this out. We don't know what it is because this is made by Kellogg's,
Oh,
1991 Kellogg's Company.
This might have been a mail-in pack.
It might have been a mail-in pack or something like that. And to get the other figures, you had to get the cereals.
that's awesome.
I don't know if anybody's interested in Adam Power, but there he is.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to take the pictures for the archives. Jesus Christ, I suck.
Here's the little
These are good
ones
shots.
from the back. This thing, I don't know if anybody likes this thing. I remember seeing them back when I was a kid and thinking they look whack.
What year was it? Do you know?
This is 83, 84.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, this character, and he seems to be complete unless he came with a weapon. You take his arms off and his legs, and you put these on. He has a hole in his butt for the tail. You put this on him, and the mechanism doesn't work. But this is from not Brave Star, but that Filmation that had the pre-He-Man Filmation that had a guy with a sword and also wore furry underpants.
Thundar?
No, not Thundar. Because then was Hanna-Barbera. I forgot the name of the guy. If I had mentioned it, I know Alan would definitely remember it.
I can't remember.
Don't look at this guy and remember him. This was a guy. This was a Caucasian with a heavy tan and short black hair, and he had He-Man-like waist.
Listen, I take exception to Caucasian. Can you just say white?
Whitey.
Cracker at that.
And the toys had these things here that if you lift the lever on the bottom, they would sparkle. The chest would sparkle.
Oh, there was a big ass. No, that was a different brand. No, you couldn't.
I remember those toys. I just can't remember what it was called.
All right. I don't know if there's any interest in something like that, but dude, Defenders of Earth, Flash
wow.
Gordon,
Nice.
and
That's a nice piece.
in pretty good condition. Unfortunately, a little yellow like here, and you see my mouse, right?
Yep.
And here, but the guy cut out this piece from the back, and it's complete. This is it's an ultimate evil robot. That's his description.
You know, I just realized this is great for our viewers on YouTube and stuff, but for our audio part of the podcast, this is fucking horrific.
This is death. Well, you may want to edit the audio.
Yeah.
Dude, Ming the Merciless, and the cape is in perfect condition.
That is a nice piece. I used
Dude,
to love Flash Gordon, man.
Lothar, did they create him just for that 80s cartoon, or did he exist before?
Couldn't tell you.
I have no idea.
And and also, what is a Caribbean ninja? Caribbean ninja, now you're tearing the bad guys apart.
Hey, you would know best.
I'm no ninja. I'm more sumo than ninja. And this is where I realized that I needed to go in closer.
I would say he looks Cuban.
You know, you're right. He does look like a Cuban ball player.
Yeah.
But he comes with a whip. And the Phantom.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Nice. What year was this? Who's got the rights to this right here?
I can't read it there, but this was 86, 87.
Was it that late, huh?
Look at this.
Wow.
Wow.
I think this was the only Indiana Jones figure made for Temple of Doom. There was one other figure made, but I think there were only two.
It's got the whip, the hat. Now for those listening, I mean, this Indiana Jones 3 3/4, I would say, right?
4 inches, 4 to 5.
4 inch. Okay.
Yeah.
No articulation. What is 5-point articulation? No, 6-point.
6-point because his shoulders swivel around and in and out, which is that's it.
And I mean, he's got the satchel, the hat, and the whip. I mean, come on, man, that's amazing.
And the accessories are really nice pieces.
That's an amazing piece. Yeah.
The accessories, even though he kind of looks like somebody's dad.
He looks like
the sculptor on Indy's face is not at all Harrison Ford.
It looks like the reaction figures.
Now this right here is a Sky Commander. They're 2-inch figures that you hook up strings all around your room and they zip through. It's a nightmare, and I'm surprised more kids didn't kill themselves.
I got a couple of those.
I've got a couple of those because not for nothing, the colors are wacky, but these are great 2-inch figures. They've got 2-inch figures, 5 points of articulation, but really nice sculpt. And this one here, I don't know, General something, his accessories are whack, but some of the others have really nice vehicles and accessories. About 5 years ago, I got into it. I got some from Japan or overseas, and there was one guy on, and I don't know if he's still on. There's a guy on eBay. I don't know if he's still there, who had mint and box Kenner toys from back in the day. I bought a somewhere in my collection is a Chuck Norris mint on card.
Oh shit!
He also had a mask vehicle from the 4th season, and he had one of these Sky Commanders. That's what got me into the Sky Commanders when I saw he had it, and it was even with shipping, it was relatively well priced. I think this is missing a piece. There's a knob right here. There's nothing on. I think it's missing a piece. Who knows what this is?
Wow. You know what? I know what that is.
Okay, that's
Officer Lewis from one of the RoboCop lines, I think.
I think this is the first RoboCop line. This is Officer Lewis. I mean, now those are some birthing hips. They didn't even try to make any changes to her torso.
Wow.
All right, but I don't know if she's complete. I gotta look it up. But it has the awful helmet that makes her look like it makes her look like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and she has a crossbow. And unfortunately, you can't see in the picture, which is I gotta take a close up to show. But where the arrow is, the chrome chipped off, or basically peeled off. It peeled off. It's kind of you continue peeling it. And in the back, she has that beautiful cap device. He also has the RoboCop, but he's missing the helmet, and he's missing. Yep.
Dude, you and I should talk because I'm seeing pictures of some stuff that I had no idea was in this lot to sell, and I may be interested in some of these.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in this. There's a lot of interesting stuff in this lot. These Eagles. Eagle Force, they're not that great condition, but I've seen that the Eagle itself, which is intact, can sell for $7-8 online with shipping.
Wow!
All right, and of course, dude, you gotta love the '80s. Out of the three, out of these three, which one is the Asian?
One on the left.
All the way on the left?
The leftmost. All the way on the left.
No.
The one next to him.
Yep, the one without the shoes, because he was their karate expert.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I looked at it and I was like, what? Why doesn't he have any shoes? And then when I looked it up, I was like, get out of here. Incredibly enough, this came out the same year as G.I. Joe. The
It
era.
did.
It's
I had
incredible.
one.
And I was shocked. This is Mego. I had no idea it was Mego. And this is better than most of their stuff. It's very cool. That new line looks crazy. I'm going to tell you, that new line looks insane.
I can't wait. I'm going nuts waiting for that. When that Kickstarter starts, I'm done.
This Jeep would have been almost perfect. It's motorized and it looks and it has the lid on the bottom. Okay, but if you could see, this was broken off. I can glue it, but I don't think I want to. I think I just want to sell it as is and let the person glue it. You see?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Other than that,
it's a nice piece, man.
It's a nice piece. You don't see it, and the symbol on the front is obscene.
Yeah.
How awesome that is. And on the side, the stickers are great. And that right there sucks. It's got the lid. All right. I should have cleaned this up. It's actually fine. It looks better than that, but I need to clean it up and retake a picture of it. And I got to put in some AA batteries to see if it works, actually. And I think this is the final one. I did not know they made a toy line of this.
What is this?
Yeah, what is that?
Dune.
Dune, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's a Dune figure. I don't know who the hell wants a Dune figure. But if somebody wants a Dune figure, and I think this is the main guy. I've only seen about 5 minutes of Dune. I haven't seen
I never watched Dune, yeah.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah, that was the problem. So that's basically it. That's what I have so far.
Nice. Some good shit, man.
Yeah, so, and you should see...
Pedro, you're cutting out.
Can you hear me?
No, I hear him good. It might be your connection, Alan.
Yeah, because I hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say, Bill.
Yeah.
You would look fantastic with earrings.
Thank you.
You've got that with your head shaved like that. You've got and the goatee beard. You got a 21st century Mr. Clean going on.
Oh shit.
But I think this is the biggest marathon session we've ever had. I don't know how we're going to listen to. I don't know how I'm going to listen to this again. I'm going to have to find a time because this is beefy.
You gotta listen to it in parts.
Yeah, but
it could be in parts.
But you know what? It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And Alan, I hate you. I hate you, Alan. I hate you. You broke my heart.
I'm sorry, man.
But but I understand that if you love something, you gotta let it free. You gotta let it free.
I'm hoping it was the right choice. I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Okay, first of all, you just got this, so slow down.
Yeah.
Alan, it was the right choice from the beginning. We don't want, not happy to lose you to the other coast, but you couldn't say no to that opportunity.
Well, that's what it came down to. It was impossible to say no to. It was yeah.
It's a great opportunity. It's great. You have to take advantage.
Yeah.
All right, because we're all going to be crashing with you at some point.
Hey, always welcome. I was saying that when I was out in Burbank. Anybody who wants to come visit,
No, I'm saying that we're going to crash you. We're all going to end up there, in your apartment.
Oh.
At least until the Plastic Empire, gets off the ground.
Exactly.
We'll be like Guns N' Roses back in the '80s before they hit it big, and they all had to live together in the same room.
There you go.
Which, by the way, the reunion is bullshit. It's only going to be Axl, Slash, and Duff. Everybody else. No, everybody else is from the current lineup of Guns N' Roses.
Then that's bullshit.
It's not a reunion. It's all it is because first of all, Duff has performed on stage with Slash. I mean, with Axl Rose in the recent past. So all we're getting here is Axl Rose and Slash.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, that's cool, but no Izzy Stradlin, and Steven Adler. I understand they don't want Steven Adler. I don't know if you've seen him on on any reality show or on interviews. The guy is a mess. The guy he did so much drugs that he's He's stroked out. He talks like he just had a stroke the day before. All right?
God.
So I understand you may not want to bring a guy that who's been sober for the last, like, he can count the number of months. That's how soon it was since the last time he was sober. He's like, I have 18 months, and I'm like, motherfucker, you're 50. All right, but the other guy that took over for him was great, Matt Stram, or I don't remember what it was. The guy that was on Use Your Illusions and was with them at the end. It's the other guy. It was also the drummer for Velvet Revolver. You know, they could have gotten him. He kind of feels official, but not having Izzy Stradlin with that hat and the nose ring.
Yeah,
the guy was an awesome rhythm guitarist. So like it doesn't feel like a Guns N' Roses reunion. It just feels like come spend money, listen to us crank out the old tunes.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And that's really what it comes down to.
And there's no way Axl Rose can sound anywhere halfway decent. No way.
Nope.
No
Never.
way.
He looks awful last time I seen him.
Oh my God! Seriously, he should have just let himself go fat. To let himself go fat and get a facelift and get extension dreads and then get braided extensions. What the fudge? Oh, and with that awful goatee. You know, it's just like if you're gonna let yourself go naturally.
So half natural, half fake, right?
Well, he looks awful. I mean, why would a redhead get braided extensions? He's a white guy. It just doesn't look right. There are very few white people that can pull off getting the braids or dreadlocks. And I'm saying it can't happen, but it ain't Axl Rose.
Hey, I got to send a shout out to whatever two motherfuckers have been watching this live from the jump. Thank you, and send us a goddamn message.
Is it Kevin and Jesse?
I don't know. And one of them might be Kevin. If it's you, Kevin.
I think it is because Kevin just posted that he thought that Pedro was talking about Chris Starr or something else when he was describing the toy. So I think Kevin is one of them.
Oh, how do you see this? Because I was assuming it was just us.
No, we've had some people in and out. We've had about 4 at max.
Yeah, when we started talking about apartment cable arrangements, that's when they were like, whoop.
Yeah, I'm out of here. But yeah, shit.
Yeah,
man.
but a shout out to those guys.
Oh, we're down to 1. I say it and they leave us. Oh, back up to 2.
Maybe.
This is how it begins.
Yeah, this is right. This is the beginning of the downfall. All right, guys. I think at this point we're just rambling. So, well, we've been rambling for the most part.
Rambling.
You wanted to show us something, Pedro, or you just clicking
Oh,
around?
Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, you haven't taken us off.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I was hoping to find that because it's not Chris Starr, or maybe it is. I don't know. I'm in here, and how come they don't have a list of the cartoons they produced? This is.
Oh, you're trying to find a Filmation list.
Yeah, Filmation list and Wiki. Wiki fails me more often than not.
Because it's fucking us putting things on there, basically.
Yeah, you can't trust Wiki at all. Not in the least.
Nah. So, all right, guys. Let's wrap this up before we fucking lose viewers forever. Again, thanks everybody. ThePlasticEmpire.com, TPE@ThePlasticEmpire.com, and The Plastic Empire, one word, on Skype. And guys, it was great. We got to do this more often. Sorry, we've been gone for about 2 months, guys, regretfully, but we're going to be trying to do this at least bi-weekly. And that's about
Black
it.
Star.
Black Star.
Perfect.
That figure is from the Black Star line. All right, Kevin, Black Star.
And
but Chris Star was a good guy. And there he is.
Yep, that was a badass motherfucker. A brown dude on a dragon.
A brown dude on a dragon. There you go. And that's actually a pretty cool looking dragon.
Hell yeah.
All right, fellas.
All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody, and
take care.
Talk to you guys later.
All right, talk soon.
On and out.
Peace.